with Judge Mathis.
Walter Phillips is suing Mason Bayer in the amount of $1,350. Mr. Phillips claims Mr. Bayer intentionally kicked him in the knee during a breakdancing competition and says he had to seek medical care.
State your name, sir.
Walter Phillips, Your Honor.
Sir?
Mason Bayer, Your Honor.
All right, and sir, you are suing Mr. Bayer for $1,350, alleging you were injured by his actions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Start with you.
I am suing Mason for being negligent while we were dancing on stage, break dancers specifically, Your Honor.
Break dancers?
Yes, we're break dancers, sir.
So why you want him to pay your medical bills?
Because he's the reason why I was out of commission for 3 months, Your Honor.
Let me hear from you, sir. Give me some background on this.
So we were at a breakdancing competition in Atlanta, and I worked my tail off this past year because last year I came up short in the competition and he won. And I finally got this opportunity to beat him in this competition
and cheat me in this competition.
Gain more
Let me hear about the
opportunities.
cheating. Let me hear about his allegations, which he regards as cheating. Go ahead.
I'm dancing with my head spins, windmills, all of that. I was getting a little nervous because I can admit, he was doing a bit better this year. You know, his technical skills were good. We were in the final 2. And the MC said we were both too fire, honestly. So we had to have a tiebreaker.
That's not what the crowd thought.
Oh, you want to go now? We can go now. Yes, I would like to. Yes, I gave the evidence, the video evidence of the competition. Yes, I gave it to the bailiff earlier.
Okay, we'll view that after you tell me what it is we're going to see.
Well, what happened was, Your Honor, is that we competed and we were all up in each other's space. He was in my space for most of the time. And then
I was in your space.
You were in my space, yes. And then next thing you know, he hits my knee with his shoe. I'm hunched on the floor and I'm crying.
Like a baby, yeah.
Not like a baby, but I was crying in pain, like a grown man would cry, you know, like at a funeral or something like that. And then next thing you know, I'm out of commission for 3 months needing surgery.
So when you refer to space, are you saying it's a violation to enter into someone's space? And if so, what is the consequence?
Yes, Your Honor, it is a violation, and the consequence should be to back up, and they should be separating us every time we invade each other's space. I actually have a diagram of the stage as court evidence to present to you.
First, I'm going to look at the video.
All right.
And once again, they separate you, but you go, how many times can you go back into each other's space? Over and over and over?
Too much time, according to him. He was getting up in my space like,
you were on my side.
Is there a limit at the amount of times you can get into someone's space?
Should be.
All right, so if there isn't, that means it's not taken very seriously. So why are you suing him?
Because at the time when I was going to do my final move, it was called a windmill. He decided to do it at the same time, conveniently.
Decide to?
Yes, you decided to conveniently and end up conveniently hitting my knee with your shoe.
But yours could have hit his too.
No, Your Honor.
It couldn't? No, if y'all were doing it at the same time and it hit yours, why couldn't it have hit Judge Mathis? Let's see the video, production crew. So that is what happened there? Or that's just an example?
Mm-hmm. That's just an example.
Okay, of the type of dancing. All right. Well, sir, I'm going to conclude that what occurred was incidental contact, incidental to the rules. And the rules are you can get in each other's space all you want and there are no consequences. Well, this time it was incidental contact and caused you an injury. Hassles of the game. Have a good day. Claim dismissed.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
And who has a trophy? Come on now. Just admit it, bro. Stop being a baby. You're older than me.
So?
Come on now.
I don't care. You weren't supposed to win that with looking like a discount Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
You've had your day in court. Step this way.
With Judge Mathis.
George Fredericks is suing Dean Tiller in the amount of $1,400. Mr. Fredericks claims the defendant ran up excessive charges for their friend's bachelor party and says Mr. Tiller didn't ask permission before doing so.
State your name.
Hi, Your Honor. My name is George Fredericks, and today I am suing this man over
Nobody
here.
asked you all that. What's your name?
My name is Dean Tiller.
And you're suing him for $1,400 because he made excessive charges on your credit card, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Give me some background on it.
So we have a mutual friend named James who was getting married, and he had asked us both to be co-best men, if you've ever heard of that. And so he starts sending me text messages saying how we're going to split this up. And again, I can show you this right here.
All right. Let me see them, please. And did you all agree to that split?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
And so the agreement was, well, first of all, our budget each night was going to be $700. And so the first night, he was going to cover expenses. The second night, me. Third night, we were going to split it down the middle. And that's not how it went down at all.
Where the strippers at? I don't see no budget for the strippers. All y'all got is alcohol. Would y'all get drunk and look at each other?
They're out of our budget, Your Honor.
Huh?
Yeah.
They were out of our budget, Your Honor.
So what did y'all do at a bachelor party?
I did a lot of drinking, got up to golf, and went to a buffet.
Got into golf.
Yeah, James wanted to golf on the
Oh, I'm
second
talking
day.
about you didn't have a nighttime bachelor party. So what did you guys do?
We went out to a restaurant, and then after that, we went to a cigar bar.
Okay.
Pretty chill night that first night.
All right.
And then on the second night, we went to golf and buffet. That's something the groom wanted. James
Good.
Douglas Morrison wanted.
Are you sure that's what he wanted? We haven't done any of that growing up.
And while you all were doing all this, was anyone complaining about how much it cost? While you were doing it, not after it was done. While you all are doing all this big living, did anyone ask about prices?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Continue. The third day, there was a last day. Was the third day?
Third day.
What'd you all do?
Well, me and my friends got up to fun. I don't know what the hell George did, but he just stayed home.
The reason I wanted to stay home is because you overcharged my card the night before, and I was so upset about it, I didn't even want to look at you. I didn't even want to see your
Had you mentioned
face.
something to him about it?
I tried mentioning it to him that morning, but he pretty much just laughed it off.
Did he mention to you the expenses were excessive?
Yes, he did.
What'd you tell him?
I said, what did you think this was? A funeral? It's a bachelor party.
What did y'all do? You never finished what you did on that night. You say you had fun. What type of fun?
You know, when we were at this big nightclub on the Strip, I happened to notice there was a bachelor party in the same nightclub. And I asked James, I said, hey, I've got an idea. Why don't I go up to this bachelor party and ask if they wanted to join us? And James said, sure, that's fine by me. So I went over and they joined us, got all sorts of drinks. And after that, got to be honest, I don't remember it too much. But if, you know.
That would have been fine and everything, except I didn't realize until the end of the night that he was putting all of those drinks on my card, which came out to about $1,400.
Hey, anything I did, I ran it past James.
You sure about that?
Absolutely, I'm
the
absolutely
groom?
sure.
You ran it by the groom.
Yes, I did.
You said, I'm going to get some stuff, man. Did you say, and it's going to come to more than the budget? No, you didn't. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. Well, it comes down to whether he agreed to the additional charges. You should have either had some idea of how much money you all had been spending. Otherwise, why do you need a budget? A budget is for you to keep up with your spending. And if you don't keep up with your spending, that's your negligence. And so, in this case, since you were out, you had the card, it was negligent of you to not have an idea of what the budget was so that you could understand when I'm going out tonight, I can only run up $1,400 or $1,000, and so let me be mindful of that. But as you say, you were drinking, you never looked at a receipt, so you weren't mindful of the budget you all agreed on, so you breached it. Judgment for the plaintiff, $1,400. Have a good day.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $1,400.
I just gotta say, try being a better friend, man. It'll get you way, way farther.
Try being more fun.
Okay, buddy. All right.
Daniel Schwartz is suing Fred Winston in the amount of $2,500. Mr. Schwartz claims he hired Mr. Winston to plan an elaborate marriage proposal and says his girlfriend wasn't surprised after the defendant spilled the beans.
State your name.
So my name is Daniel Schwartz.
Sir, your name?
Fred Winston.
All right, and sir, you're suing the defendant for $2,500, alleging he owes you this money for ruining a surprise proposal?
Yes.
All right, get some background from you.
So I hired Fred over here, and I was going to propose to my girlfriend on top of Mount Aspen, and unfortunately it didn't go as planned. So I'm here today asking for $2,500 reimbursement.
It ain't got nothing to do with your wife or your woman not wanting to marry you. What you talking about? It didn't go as planned.
So the situation was I hired Fred, and he was supposed to set up this elaborate event on the top of Aspen Mountain, and we actually both live in Denver. So I currently reside in Denver along with Anna, who also resides with me. So I've been dating her for 2 years now. We've been living together for 1 year. So I hired Fred here because I wanted this elaborate proposal on top of Aspen. So the situation was my girlfriend showed up a little bit early at 11:15, and Mr. Fred over here actually told my girlfriend that there was a proposal going on, and he ruined the surprise.
How? Your girlfriend came early.
Yes, she came 15.
That's what ruined. Track was for him to leave at what time?
So he was supposed to leave at 11.
And what time was your girlfriend to arrive?
So we were going to arrive at 11:30.
Okay, but she came when?
She came a little bit early at 11:15.
Okay,
Exactly.
yes, sir.
Like Daniel had mentioned, I was supposed to leave at 11 a.m. Unfortunately, the gondola that was supposed to take us up was delayed a bit, so that set us back about 15 minutes. So a woman came up to me, saw the equipment, we started talking, we hit it off, and she had asked
What do
me...
you mean you hit it off?
No, just we had a good conversation.
No, why did she didn't say yeah?
No. Well, first of all, I had no idea it was Daniel's girlfriend. This was just a woman who came up and asked about the business. So I had mentioned that, I do wedding proposals, and at that point she had started to get a little uncomfortable, and pretty soon after she had asked me if Daniel had hired me. And that was the first moment that I had realized that I was talking to Daniel's girlfriend. She had told me in private that she did not want to marry Daniel.
Yeah, see, whatever. You that talking about, he told me in private she didn't want to marry me. That woman just met you. That woman ain't told you that. We hit it off. We hit it off so well that when I told her I was here to perform to help perform a ceremony for a man who's proposing, she gonna tell you, a stranger, out of the blue, I really don't want to marry him. Let me confide in you. Who you think you're talking to?
Well, Your Honor,
yeah, sir, be quiet. That cockamamie story. What was the problem then once she arrived?
She was already there with Fred over here.
And he had told her.
Yeah, he ruined the surprise.
He had already told her.
So I said, Anna, I'm so sorry. This didn't really go the way I expected it to go. But maybe we can, go back to the car and we can discuss this a little bit. And instead, Anna was very, emotional.
Did you all ever get married? What happened with the proposal and engaged?
Unfortunately, that was a little bit too hard to come.
Oh, she didn't want to marry you, Doc. She had to come home. How long after that did she move out? It was so damaging.
It was about a month and a half.
All right. You had several opportunities to propose again, and you never did. Not once did you try again. And you say because you don't think she would say yes. That has nothing to do with him. All he did, he had his malfunction. And for that, unfortunately, sir, you're going to have to pay for the disruption of the ceremony. $2,500 for that. But don't try to blame this man for ruining your marriage, sir, or ruining your proposal. She didn't want to marry you. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff, $2,500.
All right.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $2,500.
I hope you're happy. It's not going to come back.
Fred, that was, you ruined my proposal.
Yeah. Good luck, pal.
Sponge to becoming the youngest judge elected
The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding.
in just 15 years. Ma'am, let me know when you want to go to rehab. Otherwise, I think you're a crackhead.
Absolutely not.
My goal is to inspire others to overcome their obstacles. You don't need him and his little raggedy roommate.
Thank you.
All while having a little fun on Mathis Court. You look like you're ready to lie right the first word out your mouth. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Tremaine Evans is suing Marcel Evans in the amount of $1,000.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may be seated.
Mr. Evans claims his brother never told him about lottery winnings their mother sent for both of them and says the defendant kept the money for himself.
State your name,
Tremaine Evans.
sir.
Marcel Evans.
All right, and you are suing your brother for $1,000, alleging he stole your share of lottery winnings?
Yes, sir, he did.
All right, start with you.
Just to give you a little background, Judge.
Yes,
we
please.
moved to California when I was 16. My brother was about 10 years old. We're originally from Louisiana, so it was hard.
What part?
Lake Charles. We're from Lake Charles,
Okay.
Louisiana, yeah. We came here to Compton. So, growing up, and going to high school in Compton was hard.
What year
What year? 2016.
that you came to Compton?
Oh, no, that I you talking about graduated high school.
Yeah, when did you move to Compton? What year?
Oh, we moved to Compton in 2006, I think it was.
Okay, I'm just trying to put it in context.
Yes, sir.
Moving from Lake Charles,
Yeah, small
which is
town.
not as challenging
Not at all.
or a tough city
Not at
as
all.
Compton.
And not at all.
And so
Small
you moved
town.
to Compton in 06. How
Yes.
old were you?
16.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Whether you can crib walk or not.
Oh no, I can't. I can't crib walk.
How you gonna be in Compton
I
at age
didn't-
16 and can't crib walk?
I was into the
American
book.
crib walk, and he came up in Beverly Hills. Show me a crib walker, man. Stop that. You're gonna have to pay. Stop. You can't play. You can't do that. You can't emulate these gang members unless you paying.
No, Your Honor, I was
You're gonna
into
have
the
to pay
book.
for that. All right. I'm not gonna make you crib walk. I don't want you getting
No,
in trouble.
sir. No, sir.
All
I was
right.
more so into the books. I graduated high school with a 4.3 GPA. So, coming from Compton, that's a lot.
Yes, that's amazing.
But my mom, she always made me like the man of the house. I had to do different things. I had to work my way up. But for my brother, everything was handed to him. He didn't have to get a job. Mom
He's 6
did it.
years younger than you?
6 years younger than me, yes, sir.
Or are you the only two?
We're the only two, yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everything.
Sure.
Exactly. Everything was always handed to him. But
Did
it
you
wa-
call him the baby all the time, even
called-
as an adult?
She called him the baby all the time, yeah. And I had to get my own job. He has a job at the city as a bus driver, just like she did before she retired and moved back to Louisiana. So she ended up getting him a job, and yeah. So and then I had an unplanned kid. I had a son, and so in order for me to save up, and the way the rent is out here is a lot. So my brother, he still lived in the apartment that we grew up in Compton. So rent is cheap. So I'm like, oh, let me go and stay with my brother. He has that extra room. Let's see if we can do this. So I hit him up. And he said, yeah, we can do it. So I was going to pay half of the rent, $888 a month. And so I go to the apartment. It wasn't what I expected. Nothing in the apartment, not even a sofa. He still had the same twin bed we had since high school. So I was like, no, I don't think I can do this. But I still gave it a try. So it was hard for me because I was like, I can't bring my son over. Got in a new relationship. Can't bring my girl over. You got to bring your girl somewhere. I'm like, I can't bring my girl over here. And then I just ended up saying, no, I can't do it. So in September, I told him, I said, bro, I'm going to move out. Moved out November 10th, like 10 days into the month. Still gave him $300 of the prorated
You are
amount.
such a hater. He is such a hater. You give me your version of how things came together with the two of you.
What he said was partially right. We did actually move from Lake Charles, Louisiana. He was 16, I was 10 at the time, so I was the younger baby. And from there we moved out here to LA and everything.
And they didn't force you to be in You didn't join up with one of the crews?
No, I never joined up with one of the crews. I always was like to myself. I was the good kid. So
tell me how you avoid it, because you got a lot of young people. Their moms make them sit there and watch me so that they can get some insight on how I overcame the streets. And so you all tell them, the ones in Compton and ones in gang-infested areas, how do you avoid it?
Church.
Every day.
Okay.
Every day church.
I've heard that many times.
Every day.
That is how you escape the environment. Young folks and mothers, take them kids, force feed it to them, make them go to church. So, what's your mother's name?
Jackie.
Jackie, thank you. Let's get Jackie a hand. She knew what to do. One of the toughest areas in the country.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm proud of you guys and your mother.
Coming up on Mathis Court with Joe.
Your relationship with your brother, was it always sour, or you were just a baby and you can see him looking at you like my brothers used to look at me? Yeah, we're going to get when Mom go to work, we're going to get to his behind. How was it?
So it was always sour. We was always getting in fights all the time, whether it's over toys, over game systems, whatever the case may be. It was a couple times that we got into fights at school, and he pushed me up against the locker, and I had to get stitches from that. And then it was one time he broke my phone and it dropped off the dresser, and I asked him, hey, can you pay for this and cover this, because it was only $200 to cover for it, for the screen. He didn't want to cover for it. So I met him at the club and we started tussling.
You colder than my brothers. My brothers would take my stuff, but at least they'd give it back when Mama came home. But he just broke your stuff or took it all together.
It was an accident, Your Honor.
So tell me about these lottery winnings that you're suing him about.
So my mom called me. I missed the call. She calls my brother, tells him I won a lottery scratch-off, and he agreed, if you send me all the money, I'll give Tremaine his portion of the money. He never gave it to me. I reached out to him for the portion of the money. He said, well, you stay with me for November. I'm taking it for the rent.
That's right.
But, Your Honor.
You're bullying me all my life. Now you want to come over here and live off of me. You didn't want to live off of me when you was throwing me against that locker. You didn't want to live off of me when you was getting them stitches. Now you want to live off of me. Now you need me. You need him now. Now you talking about you want some money from him. You sound like a fool. But I got to go by the law. Let me hear him out. All right, so go ahead.
Well, he agreed to the fact that he would give me the $1,000.
He told your mother that?
He told my mother that, yeah.
How do you know?
She told me. She sent me, I have evidence. She sent me the,
You agree that your mother told you that?
Right.
All right.
Okay, yeah. So he told her that, and then I also sent him the $300 for the prorated amount of rent.
Okay,
already.
You moved out?
Yes, sir, whenever I moved out.
Why? Why'd you move out?
I moved out because I was going to go stay with my girlfriend.
Got it.
That
All
way
right.
I can bring my son over. It was a more suitable place.
Good. All right. When you went to your mother, what did she say?
She was upset with me because I had never told her thank you for the money that she had given me, but I had never received the money. So that's how I figured it out, that she had won. I would have never known.
Why don't you think he should get it, sir?
I don't think he should get it because back in September, he told me he was going to be moving out. And on top of that, he didn't want to give me the rest of the money that he owed me, which was $888. So
he gave you a 30-day notice that he was moving out?
Correct.
Well, that's all he's supposed to do. But he stayed 10 extra days after that?
Correct. He kept
so
coming
you're
back.
charging prorated the charge?
Correct.
And how much would that have come to?
$738.
So how are you going to take $1,000 then?
Stealing, thief.
He owes me. He didn't even pay for. He didn't pay for like the utilities and nothing like that, because that equals up to $300 some.
He's been stealing since we were kids.
The utilities for that month, or he never paid the utilities?
Oh, he always paid the utilities, but for that month he did not pay the utilities.
Okay,
He left.
so I see why. Then, yeah, you have to add that in as well. That would come to about $1,000. You rounding it off.
Correct.
You can't round nothing off when you go to court. You got to show each item that you are suing for. So unless you got some electric bills over there, we're down to $700.
Oh yes, I can actually show you that right now.
There you go. Hey, he's like me. My mother, I'm the only one that went to church school, so I was the smartest. He's smarter than you. He brought his evidence. All right, he sure has it. Yeah. You got it itemized here. The issue is, however, sir, it was a gift from Mom to both of you.
Yeah.
And you can't, for lack of a better term, hijack his money for what he owes you. You can't take his gift. Say, you owed me, so let me get that gift.
Yeah.
Nah, it's mine. We even. No, that's ultimately what it would be referred to as self-enforcement of a debt that you believe is owed to you. No, you have to sue him like he is suing you. However, you didn't do that. You took it on your own without asking. That was his. You can't take somebody else's property just because they owe you. I don't know if folks know that or not. You can't do that. Had you sued him, you'd have won, because you've proven that he owed you. But he sued you, and he got your behind this time. Little devil around here trying to get everything you can out of mama. Mama sent some money, you gonna keep it. You've been getting everything all your life, so the little bit of money you are supposed to get, you should get it. Am I right or wrong? You're gonna get it today. $1,000 for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
All rise.
Just 15 years, ma'am. Let me know when you want to go to rehab. Otherwise, I think you're a crackhead.
Absolutely not.
My goal is to inspire others to overcome their obstacles. You don't need him and his little raggedy roommate.
Thank you.
All while having a little fun on Mathis Court. You look like you're ready to lie right the first word out your mouth. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Logan Harron is suing Gabriel Mitchell in the amount of $1,132. Mr. Harron claims his teammate pulled a stupid college prank and says he ended up in the hospital as a result of Mr. Mitchell's dumb antics.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may be seated. Judge, both litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you. State your name.
Logan Harron.
Gabriel Mitchell.
All right, Mr. Herron, you're suing the defendant for $1,132, alleging he owes you this money for severely burning you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Start with you.
Yes, so
Give me some background on it.
I'm a current sophomore at Florida Atlantic University in Boca Raton, Florida, and I'm suing Gabriel Mitchell for $1,132 because he pulled a prank that led me to a hospital visit, and I'm suing him for...
He a college roommate or
no, sir.
Classmate?
We're not friends. We're on the baseball team together, and we've never been fans.
You need to be friends if you're on a team together. That's the essence of a team.
Yes, sir.
You on the baseball team?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, y'all haven't won anything. That's why. You go to the basketball team. I think they went to the Sweet 8 or the Final 4 or something near the basketball championship because they're teammates. And teammates have to be just that. They have to know each other, like each other, hang out with each other, all of that. No wonder y'all can't win a baseball game. Y'all better go get some consultation from the basketball players.
Yes, Your
Go
Honor.
ahead. So you all don't like each other. You're just on the same team.
Yes, Your Honor. I've tried to get along with Gabriel before.
You haven't tried. You're jealous. You haven't tried at all. You're always just talking big game when you're on.
Your Honor, I try to play a team game with Gabriel, but Gabriel likes to stand out and be the star of the team, which, because it's a team game...
Is he the best player?
No, Your Honor.
He thinks he is.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right.
Yes, Your Honor.
You tell me about your baseball life.
How come you strike out every time? I'm always doing great.
What position you play?
I play, I usually pitch, so.
Okay. Pitcher's the most important person in the game.
And so Logan's always just talking, big game. He always thinks he's the best, and I'm saying, no, dude, you're just a nerd. You
What
just hang
position do you play?
I play shortstop, Your Honor.
That's probably like one of the third most important positions.
Your Honor.
And he's not even athletic. He always just hangs out with his nerds. I see him around the campus and stuff, and he's always just giving me dirty looks. I just always feel bad vibes from him. So
Your teammates don't hang out together?
I haven't seen that. I get along very well with
You don't
everyone
get
else.
along with
and I haven't
anybody
seen
on the team?
I get along well with the majority of the team, Your Honor. I feel like Gabriel is the one who tends to start fights and instigate different things.
You all need to go and talk with pro players because they hang out together, they eat together, they have fun together, they play video games, whatever they do. And that's what I hear from most of the winning teams. They are guys who bond by being together and enjoying each other's company. And if they don't, then you're kind of ostracized. and none of the team really deals with you, and the coach will see that lack of chemistry with the team, and you'll end up on the bench. And the guys who have the cohesiveness, and they have that cohesiveness because they like each other, they hang out with each other, they do things together, they're friends. And so they have the chemistry that leads to the victory. So that's my advice to you guys if you're going to be teammates and if you want your team to win. Like you say, it's a team sport.
Yes, Your Honor.
So what happened here? What you suing him for?
So I'm suing over a prank that Gabriel pulled on me in retaliation. One night he pushed me onto an air mattress and dragged me outside while I was sleeping and left me in the parking lot.
What'd you do to him? You said you
should
did
tell
it
me
in
you did first.
retaliation.
So-
Retaliation for what?
So, long story, Your Honor. What happened?
No, we don't have time for a long story.
Tell me
Make
you
a
ruined
long
my dorm
story
room.
short. Go ahead.
So what happened, Your Honor, was me and Gabriel go to the same bar fairly frequently called Jerry's. We don't go together, but we are there pretty often together at separate ends. Gabriel tends to drink pretty frequently. He's usually belligerent at the bar,
ridiculous.
and he usually flies solo
Belligerent.
there.
Then how am I getting girls every time? I was talking. Every time you see me with a girl over there, you're coming over and trying to pull them away. Say something. Tell them what you did with Lindsay.
Your Honor, what happened was...
What do you do when you see him with girls?
So, Your Honor, what happened was he was
No,
belligerent.
I'm saying generally. What do you do when you see him with girls?
I go in and protect those girls because I feel like he's harassing them because
Harass
he's
how?
belligerent.
Captain save a woman. And so you walk up and you say, hey, get off of her.
Sort of, Your Honor.
Your little behind ain't done none of that.
I see him with his nerd friends, and they're over there in the corner watching me talking, and I'm just having a good time. I'm just being me, flowing, and he just...
You tell me how it goes. You sound like I believe him more than you. He sounds like he got some flow.
It
Just
just
like
sounds
he
crazy
said,
to
he over there, he kicking it with him. He got the flow going down.
You could bring in
He's
any
saying
girl
the
I've
right
never
things.
harassed.
Talk like you talk to the women, man. This is say,
Just
tell
be
them how you talk to
I
the
just said,
women.
like, what do you want to drink? Like, how's your night going? We're having a good time. Like, what music should they be playing? Let's dance a little bit. And maybe he thinks me just putting my arm around her is like aggressive or something.
Take them notes, man.
She's dancing with me. She's coming close to me.
Take notes, Doc. He sounds like he know what he's doing.
Because he's a nerd,
He
bro.
know what he's doing.
He's a nerd.
You need him to start over?
You want me to give you
You
some
don't
notes?
need to miss none of that. He sounds like you're on to something. I've
Your
seen
Honor.
players, and we got one today.
Your
I didn't
Honor,
punch
he's
anyone.
lying
I
about
didn't
his
punch
game.
anyone.
He's so drunk he doesn't remember
I
any
know
of
when
it.
it's game and when it's real.
It's ridiculous, but just because you're a nerd and you can't get girls doesn't mean you have to come after me.
Your Honor,
Just
I'm
tell them how
not.
you ruined my dorm room. How you ruined my final grade.
Your
I've
Honor,
been studying
so
for
what
months.
happened was Lindsay and I planned a prank to retaliate on Gabriel for harassing her. So what we did was we filled a bunch of cups with water and lined them up in his dorm and along his dorm hallway just to get back at him. A harmless prank.
Harmless. You know how many people you ruined so many people's grades. It wasn't just me, but nobody could walk in that dorm.
Whose grades did I ruin?
Literally everyone who has a dorm in that hallway. Nobody could walk in there, bro.
Your Honor, the prank is that you then have to clean up all of the cups.
Got it. But what is the burning about?
So Gabriel
Well,
retaliated.
at least you didn't get burned up. Go
with
ahead.
a prank on me. What happened was, I'm not sure what happened that night, but I woke up because a friend woke me up. I was out in the parking lot on an air mattress in just my boxers.
I'm the belligerent one. Okay.
So-
I drink way too much.
Why? Hold on. Why?
So we were at the bar that night previously, and I had had a bit too much to drink. So when I got home, Gabriel snuck into my dorm and then dragged me out on an air mattress into the parking lot and left me there until morning.
You didn't feel any of that? You didn't wake up at all?
Your Honor,
all the
can I
people
show
on
you
campus?
the pictures of the
Yes,
sunburn?
please, Amir.
It's ridiculous.
And you can get my ink pen back. You didn't take and my notebook. You didn't.
It's been on a busy
You didn't
campus,
get
nobody-
anything out of that. I bet it's not one letter on there. Nope. So you still don't have no game. He still ain't gonna have no girls. He didn't take one note. He didn't take one note you were giving him.
that's probably
You tried to
why-
give him the game and he couldn't take it.
That's probably why no one woke him up. It was a harmless prank. I literally put him on the air mattress. I see him getting back from the bar completely wasted. And he's calling me the belligerent one. And okay, at least I remember the night. So I put him on the air mattress. I carry him down. Mind you, there's people all around. I'm surprised nobody has said a word, but they're laughing. So fast forward to the next morning, I don't know, he's
So
burned.
this
and
is
stuff.
burned from a suntan, sunburn.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who goes to the hospital for a burn?
Your Honor, it was a
sunburn.
second-degree burn, and I had to get an IV because I was so dehydrated. I had to get prescribed painkillers and different creams and ointments, and it did take several months for the burn to fully heal.
That's literally alcohol poisoning. You get that if you drink too much the next day.
Your
That's
Honor,
why you need
alcohol
an IV.
poisoning doesn't cause a burn like that.
Who gets an IV for a sunburn? Literally. That's ridiculous.
Sir, start talking to me. I was letting you talk to him now, but whatever you want to tell him, you can tell me and he'll hear it.
That just seems ridiculous. Who calls 911, an ambulance for a sunburn? That sounds like dehydration and alcohol poisoning. That's not a burn. I've never seen that.
How long was he in the sun? How long you don't remember anything. You were knocked out. How long was he in the sun?
That I'm not sure, but I put him there in the middle of the night and just left him there because I thought it would look funny.
What time was it when you woke up?
I was woken up by a friend coming out of the dorm around
What time?
11 a.m.
So you were exposed perhaps for an hour or two because you had drank so much?
That sounds like belligerent to me. And I'm
not
the
belligerence, that's
an alcohol
self-destructive behavior.
Definitely.
Belligerence is when you go on acting crazy and harming other people. And talking crazy to folks and cursing and being rude. That's what I consider belligerence. This is self-destructive behavior. Getting so drunk that you're so knocked out, someone can drag you out, leave you for 5 hours, and you still don't wake up. And you only exposed, based on what you're saying, for 2 hours. So, as I sometimes do, I'm going to conclude that you were partially negligent for your own actions, getting laid out drunk and can't remember the things you did the night before, as you have said. So I'll give you $600, sir. That's your judgment because you contributed to that negligence. But however, man, sir, the prank that you pulled did cause damage to him.
But what about what he did in my finals grades in my dorm? That messed up everything in my dorm. What about that?
The difference is
that's called a countersuit, sir. You could have countersued him for that today, but you didn't. $600 for the plaintiff.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $600. January Robeson is suing Grant Mowry in the amount of $5,950. Ms. Robeson claims her online date cooked a romantic dinner for her and says it caused a fire, which got worse when the defendant tried to extinguish the flames.
State your name.
My name is January Robeson.
All right. Yours?
My name is Grant Mooring.
All right, and you are suing the defendant for $5,950, alleging he is responsible for causing a fire that damaged your property?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, start with you. Give me some background.
Okay, I'm a single mother of 3 kids, and I'm a retired bank investor. And my husband of 20 years cheated on me with his secretary. So that was the end of that marriage. So obviously, I want to meet somebody to spend the rest of my life with.
When did you divorce?
About 5 years ago.
Okay. What have you been doing? You say you wanted to meet someone since then.
I went on a dating site.
Okay.
And that's where I met Mr. Mowry. Okay. And we engaged in long-distance romance. He lives in Houston. I live in LA. And so we had long conversations on the telephone, and we even had FaceTime videos.
Oh, I'm
with
scared
a little
before
bit
a minute.
of.
I thought you was gonna tell me more than we need to know.
Well, we did.
And we even, the way your face look, you lit up like a Christmas tree and say, yeah, and we even had FaceTime. Okay, all right. Background from you, sir.
That is correct. We met on a dating site, and even the first time I talked to her, she said her love language was gifts. So that's why I started sending her gifts. And the more gifts I sent her, and I sort of realized this red flag, the more she liked me, and more, come out to LA and visit me. And so that's what I did. I came out to Los Angeles. She lives in Beverly Hills.
Okay, how was that stay?
Well, I would say the first 3 hours were good, and then it went south after that.
How so? So you got a 3-hour run. How so? What happened?
And again, what happened? So I got to her house, and she said, "Hey, I want to show you my house, and I'm going to be very nice here." She said, "Hey, I want to go to the bedroom." And I was like, "Okay." But it's kind of embarrassing. As a man, it's going to be very embarrassing. But everything didn't work that day. if you know what I mean. Manhood thing
No,
didn't
I
work
don't know
that
what
day.
you mean. I don't want to. I don't think I want to know.
Yeah.
I'm an older woman, and I have standards. Some people say that I'm picky, but I have standards. And I do not badmouth a man that cannot come up to my standards. But he and I are not meant for each other at all.
Why?
So the last night he was there, he insisted on cooking me dinner. So he cooks, well, he takes that little pill, and then the next thing you know, I'm in the living room. And he left a frying pan of grease unattended on my stove. Guess what happened? Started a fire. And do you know what he did to put it out? He got the lid and a towel, which guess what happened? It ignited it more and it spread to another room.
Judge Mathis. Sir, let me hear from you on this.
So then that is true. I took the magic blue pill so I could do what we needed to do. So I was cooking, and I think she really liked that. She came and started kissing on me and telling me some
That
nice
is not
things in my
true.
ear, and she took me out to the living room. We were sitting on the couch and
You took us out to the living room.
getting to know each other in an intimate way. And then all of a sudden I smelled some smoke, and I said, "Do you have a smoke detector?" She's like, "No, I don't think so." So I jumped up, ran in the kitchen, and there it was. That grease fire had started, and all those there was a lid and that towel, and just out of reaction, I grabbed the lid and I put the towel, and she came
does
into
that?
the kitchen.
Who puts a
and I
fire out
said,
with a towel?
"Do you have a fire extinguisher?" She's like, "What's a fire extinguisher?"
I did not say that.
You don't need an extinguisher until the fire starts. Do you think it would have happened had someone not started the fire?
Well, a fire has to start by somebody,
Right.
yes.
And how
That's
did it
correct.
start this time?
By the grease.
And who was dealing with the grease?
Well, I was, sir, but she took
Thank
me away.
you. $950 is your judgment, as he admitted, and therefore you are the one. You and the grease had the grease split it with you, since you want to put it on the grease, and he's the one that's going. He and the grease are going to pay you $5,950. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $5,950.
I'm sorry it came to this. I am a good person, but you did start the fire, so I'm sorry.
I'm glad I live in Houston and you live in L.A.
Kylie Connors is suing Anna Williams in the amount of $465.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may be seated.
Ms. Connors claims her tip money was chewed up by her roommate's unruly dog and says Ms. Williams needs to pay for the animal's bad behavior.
State your name,
Kylie Connors, Your Honor.
ma'am.
Anna Williams.
All right, and you are suing your former roommate for $465, alleging she owes this money regarding damage done to your property.
Correct.
Start with you.
I am a bartender by trade. I lived with Anna Williams previously, and I usually take home cash tips at the end of every night. Her dog went after the duffel bag that I had my cash tips in.
You don't be nipping at work, do you?
Nipping, sir?
Yeah, take a nip. All right, fine. I'm trying to give you the benefit of just a nip. Do you drink at work? Do you get drunk at work?
I do drink at work sometimes, sir. I am a bartender.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. But go ahead. Please forgive me. Go right ahead.
We do get an amount of credit card tips, and then we get a chunk of cash tips that we take home at the end of every night.
Okay. Do you want to tell me about your friendship with the plaintiff?
Yeah, we met through a mutual friend back in March, and we were both looking for roommates, and they thought that we would be a good fit together. And, you know, for the first month...
You must not work at the bar.
No.
You got a very different presentation. How long after meeting each other did you decide to become roommates?
It was about, like, after the first month, and it was going great, but... After a month of living together, there were a lot of issues with her being irresponsible, putting my dog in danger, leaving her stuff everywhere. And the first month, it was great.
She's just nasty.
At first she wasn't, and then starting the bar job, she got very lazy and irresponsible, was always dropping and throwing her stuff, leaving food out, which my dog...
Just from working at a bar? or drinking at the same bar, using too much of her own product. That's what you sound like you're suggesting.
I just started noticing that she would come home late. I would wake up by her banging around the kitchen, slurring, being drunk.
Okay, that's what I'm asking you. You
Yes.
witness her being intoxicated?
Yes.
Regularly?
Very regularly.
Okay. Ma'am, you have an issue there you need addressing?
I think she might be exaggerating a little bit about the consistency of this happening, but I do.
How often do you say? You say what? Half the time she's drunk?
Yes.
More than half the time?
Especially when coming home from shift. She'll have gone out after work.
Are you drunk 50% of the time?
No, sir.
What percent?
I would say maybe a quarter of the time.
25% of the time you're drunk.
I have drank.
No, I was very clear. I'm asking you about drunk. And you heard what she said, half. And that's when I asked, are you drunk half the time? And your answer was no, 25%.
Correct.
So you need help. If 25% of your life is spent getting drunk, or when you are, 25% of your time is getting drunk, you need help. You need help.
And you have that rule, whatever they say, you multiply it.
That's a good point. That's what I did with you when y'all used to lie as kids, so you're absolutely right. And see, I knew what I was talking about when I saw your presentation. This isn't my first rodeo. You need help, you think? With your drinking problem?
Potentially I do need help.
Okay, good. And I'll let you discuss that with my staff. Tell me about the dog you're suing for. What happened with this dog?
The dog, in the beginning, there was no issue. Like when I moved in, I knew that she had a dog, and I love dogs. I've had many in my life. There was no prior knowledge that the dog would be so aggressive in a lot of ways. I was under the impression that it was a very mild-mannered animal. But
where did you get that impression?
From Anna.
How did she give you that impression? She told you that? Did she tell you?
Yeah, she told me. She would show me photos or videos of the dog.
Okay, well, that's not an impression. That's something she told you. She told me that the dog was fine.
Right. But shortly after living together, the dog urinated on a rug in my room, chewed up my shoes. It would constantly sniff around, trying to come after things that I had in my bag.
You had weed in there?
No, I do not smoke.
Why is the dog going around sniffing your bag? Does the dog sniff your bag?
No, because I don't have
your friends' bags? You the only bag the dog sniff. What you got in there?
When you work in a restaurant, sir, your bag, everything, your clothes, everything smells like food.
But you don't go no further than the bar.
Sorry?
You don't go any further than the bar.
Okay. Your Honor, respectfully, my bar is in a restaurant.
All right. The dog may have a tendency of what?
Of either chewing things apart, stealing food, anything like that.
Okay, so what happened to cause you to sue today?
I came home after a long shift one night. I get home around 3 a.m. I dropped my duffel bag where I usually do, next to the front door where the keys go and where we put our shoes. The dog had never attacked anything in my bag when the bag had been there prior.
How long had you been living there at this point?
I had been living there probably 4 months.
4 months, okay.
Correct.
Dog hadn't done anything in those 4 months. This instance, he did what? Or she?
The dog ripped apart, the bag was completely zipped. The dog ripped apart the entire bag and chewed up not only the food in the bag, but the money that was in the bag.
What type of dog was this?
She's a mutt, a rescue. So we're not really sure what.
Mutts mean they're mixed with a bunch of stuff.
Mixed with a lot of stuff.
Do you have any idea what type of mixtures? Does it resemble any dog more so, any dog breed more so than others? For example, is the face more similar to a German Shepherd, or is the face more similar to a Chihuahua?
More similar to like a yellow lab beagle kind of.
Okay.
I have a picture.
Yeah, let me see the picture.
Of
yes,
course.
Please. Because the question is, should you have had common sense enough to know that a dog that looks like this may have, may be inclined to, to feel that they can go in and rip a bag up and get the food that's inside. And yes, this dog does look like that. He looks shady right now. He's looking at you shady. He's looking like he about to steal something or tear something apart any minute. Why you hand me this thing? This is incriminating. Your dog gonna be mad at you. You present him in an incriminating way. Go ahead. All right. So you found that to be the case, and so what did you do afterwards? You went to the defendant. You went to.
I did.
Ms. Williams?
I called because we have opposing schedules. I called her during the day while she was at work. I was very upset, and I expressed what had happened. I wanted her to pay me back because when you make tips working in a bar, that's the bulk of your income. And it would have gone into
So the dog ate the money.
Correct. I mean, the dog ripped apart the money completely.
Or tore it up.
Correct. So it would have cut into me even paying our mutual bill. Yeah. And to be honest, Your Honor, a situation had happened prior where I left some chicken wings out that I should not have on the counter in the kitchen, which the dog did get after, and she did have to take the dog to the vet. But those chicken wings were right next to papers, anything that would have been seemingly attacked as well and chewed apart, and nothing happened at that time. So it just seemed kind of overly...
But you said you had food in this bag.
Right. But I'm saying that the money
The last time the dog went after it because he smelled chicken bones.
Right.
And ripped nothing else up.
Right.
This time he smelled food that you had laid on the floor again, already knowing that the dog goes after food when it's laying around. Right. You lay it on the floor and you create the opportunity for the dog to destroy your things as the dog had done previously when you left food out.
Right. I'm just saying that it was unexpected because the money, the cash, was in a completely different compartment than the food.
Ma'am, I promise you the dog wasn't looking specifically for the cash. Right. The dog was ripping the bag apart until the dog found the food or could get to the food, and that it was collateral damage that your money was torn apart. But you asked her for how much, and what was her response?
I asked her for $465, which I do have evidence, the printout here, of exactly how much I made.
And what was her response?
Her response was absolutely not, that it was not her fault, what the dog had done, that I should have known better than to leave food in my bag that I left on the floor.
Let me hear from you.
Yeah, there is a lot that she's leaving out. I have never had any issues with my dog. She may look suspicious in this photo, but she is really sweet. And the only reason she is going after her bag at all was because of the food in the bag. And
she knows the dog tries to get the food any time he can.
Yeah, even the best trained dog isn't going to leave food alone that's within reach. And actually, I had an incident 1 month before this incident where she left a thing of chicken wings on the...
What do you have inside?
In the bag? $465
Okay,
cash.
so you don't want payment for him ripping the bag up.
No.
Okay, so if he had just ripped the bag up, you'd have understood because you knew you had done wrong.
Yes.
Well, you can't help because it had money in it. As you just said, you would understand the dog breaking into the bag and destroying it to get to food. You would understand that. So now you have to understand that en route to breaking into that bag, getting the food, he also damaged that money. Damaged everything that was in there. What else was in there?
Clothes.
Yeah, you're not suing for the clothes. So that's almost suggesting that the bag and the clothes aren't important, and had the dog gone in to get the food and only damaged the bag and the clothes, it would be all right. if it's all right for one, it got to be right for the other. So it's all right for you for the dog to have destroyed the bag. It has to be all right for you for the dog to have also destroyed the money. The dog can't distinguish between what's valuable in that bag and what's not. The dog can't say, that's $50, $400. I ain't gonna mess with that. I'm gonna just get this sweater. This sweater only costs $50, so I'll destroy the sweater. But I'm gonna leave that $400 over there. And what else? This bag is only $60. Yeah, I'll destroy that too.
Lost wages.
Where does the dog usually roam around?
I normally keep her in my room. At night, she sleeps with me. And then during the day, I let her roam around the living room and in my room. I have her shut her door so that my dog cannot access that. Yeah, so I normally come home during my lunch breaks and I will let my dog out to go to the bathroom and then head back to work. But she knows and has known that my dog will be in the living room and in my bedroom. And she stated that she was completely fine with it. The issue started happening when she would come home drunk and throw her things around the living room, leave out food, leave out items.
Okay, and you're suggesting this perhaps was one. This is an additional element you're bringing up, that she may have been intoxicated as she frequently is.
Yes.
So in your good mind, perhaps you wouldn't have thrown it on the floor. But in an altered state of mind, you do that.
Yes, and I have text messages with her of me calling her out for constantly leaving her stuff. I would tell her to put it up.
See that, please, Amir? All right. Ma'am, I'm doing whatever I can to put a little liability on her. I was going to call this contributory negligence for her being negligent and keeping her dog in the wrong spots, and in this case it got out of the room. I would have said she contributed to that negligence because her dog got out of the room. But you know that her dog floated around everywhere. Can't find any liability on her yet. I've asked you 1,000,000 times not to leave things out for the dog. You are either drunk or have a memory problem. Please get yourself together. That true, ma'am? She told you 2 months before the incident. She's told you 1,000,000 times not to leave things out for the dog.
She has, Your Honor.
All right. Your claim is dismissed, ma'am. She warned you. You did it anyway. And it happened primarily when you were intoxicated, it appears, or you got a bad memory problem. They go together. If you have a drinking problem, that does affect the memory. So I'm going to dismiss your claim. You were warned. You did it anyway. The good news is we're going to get you some help. And so that $465 that you wanted is going to be like we're giving you $5,000 because that's what it costs us when we pay and sponsor for treatment. It'll be about $5,000 that the court will pay. So good luck to you in your treatment. I'm more interested in that, but I must dismiss this case. Have a good day.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
I hate that it had to.
Tamara Kelsey is suing Jared Blake in the amount of $1,200. Miss Kelsey claims her negligent landlord is responsible for her bathroom ceiling collapsing and says it ruined her dress, her hair, and her night on the town.
State your name.
My name is Tamara Kelsey.
Sir?
Jared Blake, Your Honor.
All right. And, ma'am, you're suing the defendant regarding damage from a ceiling that you're renting from a unit you're renting from him?
Yes.
All right. Give me some background.
Okay, so I'm an influencer, and as I was getting ready for an event one night, I just started hearing water coming from the ceiling. It sounded like it was rain. I mean, water just falling from the ceiling, and my hair gets wet. My hair, okay? I pay $850 for my hair, Judge. You know, I don't play about my hair. My hair, and then my dress, okay? $200, $150 for the event. I couldn't even go to the event. So I had to wait for him to come and fix the ceiling. It's just, he's a horrible landlord. He's terrible.
How long have you lived there?
5.5 years.
And have you had any problems previously?
No, just a little clogged, sink every now and then, but it was something small.
Every
Nothing
now and
major.
then a clogged sink. Well, he's not a slumlord, so you shouldn't refer to him as that. A slumlord consistently, your property would consistently require repairs, and they rarely do it, and if they do it, they do it incorrectly. So I'm not going to let you call this man a slumlord when you said the only thing that has happened in 5.5 years is every now and then the sink has been clogged. That's what you just told me. Why are you rolling your eyes? Where you think you at? You ain't in no club, and you don't have no influence in here. Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Now give me some background, sir.
Your Honor, I took a chance. I wanted to help her. She didn't have good credit. We took her in. And to her credit, she paid on time, and sometimes she paid ahead of time. But for maintenance issues, she's been difficult. She hasn't let me get into the unit to do basic maintenance, such as changing filters or little things that could unclog the sink.
So I guess we're talking about this instance, and what is she saying about the ceiling caved in?
The ceiling caved in because she wouldn't let us get in there to do some basic maintenance on filters. It ended up causing all sorts of damage, which she's alluded to, which cost me a lot of money to repair mold and mildew and replace the entire ceiling in the bathroom. And she wouldn't let me in despite consistent pleas, numerous phone calls, numerous text messages. She's put me off, and I was doing that as recently as just a few weeks ago, trying to get in front of this.
Did you have a lease with her, sir?
I don't have it with me today, sir. I do have some other evidence, but we can't get the
Because typically, a lease allows for a landlord to enter property within 24 hours. And if he is not allowed to enter the property and is prohibited from doing so, he is allowed to use his key to repair his property. You own that property. The law won't allow her to say, no, you can't come in and repair the damage to your property. The law allows you to go in after a couple of attempts and you believe that you're being denied access. With Judge Mathis. Ma'am, you tell me the background on the request and him meeting the request or otherwise on this issue. He says you wouldn't let him in. When did you first ask him to come and repair it?
Maybe 2017, 2018, around that time.
Okay, about 5-6 years ago. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Did she contact you 5 or 6 years ago?
The ceiling was within the past year. I don't remember the exact date.
Right.
The ceiling is more recent, Your Honor.
Ceiling in the past year?
Yes, sir.
All right. And tell me about your attempts to go and repair.
She has told me she doesn't want me to come into her apartment and to leave her be. The first discussions, when I would suggest we need to change the filters so that we don't get water buildup, she would tell me the filters look fine. I would call, I would text, she would have massive parties.
Let me stop you there. Ma'am, did you ever tell him the filters were fine and therefore he didn't need to come?
Yes, I did.
All right, you're coming across as a liar that can't get her story together. That's how you're coming across today. I'm sorry. And for that, I'm gonna have to dismiss your case. Have a good day.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case has been dismissed.
Just know I'm moving out. Just know that.
Well, you should have a big old cup of shut up and don't let the door hit you in the backside because you've been nothing but trifling trouble.
Robert Smith is suing Sidney Murdoch in the amount of $583. Mr. Smith claims he bought his now ex-girlfriend a plane ticket for her brother's graduation and says she lied so she could see her ex instead.
State your name.
I am Robert Smith.
Ma'am?
Sidney Murdoch.
All right, and sir, you are suing the defendant for $583, alleging she owes this money for the cost of a round-trip airline ticket. Start with you.
Yeah, so here's how it all went down. She wanted to go to her younger brother's graduation.
Where you know her from? Let's start there.
Okay, well, we met through a mutual friend.
How long ago?
Named Mike. We met at a New Year's Eve party right before the start of the year.
Past New Year's Eve.
Right. From there, we started dating, and after 3 months of dating, we moved in together.
There you have it. So what went wrong?
Well, she wanted to see her younger brother graduate in Fort Lauderdale, and she was unemployed and wanted me to buy her a ticket so she could go to this graduation. So I bought her the ticket in good faith because, I wanted her to be with her family, see her brother. And however, it turns out that that was not her plan in Fort Lauderdale.
What was her plan, you come to find?
Well, it basically was to meet up with her ex and have fun.
How'd you find that out?
Can I object? Am I allowed to do that?
Okay, your objection is, how did you find that out?
The way I found out is our mutual friend Mike saw some posts she made on social media of her outings with her ex in Fort Lauderdale. And see, I don't use social media. I don't believe in it. But he uses social media, saw these photos, contacted me, and thought I should know about it.
All right, and you saw it, and did you call her? How did that go? How did you respond?
I called her, but no response. I texted her, no response.
Ghosted you, huh?
Basically.
Ma'am, what do you say? You wanted to object and say something. What is it?
This is completely not what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I absolutely went to Fort Lauderdale to see my brother graduate. And while I was there, I happened to run into my ex.
Sure.
It was a coincidence.
I know.
I didn't know it was going to happen.
I know you didn't.
Okay, he was a bartender.
Sure.
I went to his bar.
Yeah.
We got to talking,
Mm-hmm.
and he asked me if he wanted to hang out the next day.
There you go.
And we did, as friends.
And that's all to it.
That is, you can be friends with your exes,
There
and I
you go.
was.
So you never heard back from her again?
Nope, I waited until
Today is the first time you've seen her since then, or spoken with her?
No, I waited until she came home from
Of
her
course, that's what
from
I'm
her
asking.
trip.
What
Yes,
happened?
and I confronted her face to face.
And what'd she say?
Well, she didn't really know what to say, making up excuses and saying that it was just hanging out as a friend.
Did you see graduation pictures?
Nope.
Did you ask for them?
Yep.
No.
Then you went to your ex-boyfriend's bar.
Yes. That's not a crime.
You completed that gift to her. It was hers and she could do what she wanted. However...
Even though she broke the agreement?
What agreement?
There was no agreement.
The agreement that the plane ticket was to be used to see her brother's graduation.
All right, let me finish what I'm saying. And you say broken agreement. So no, she did not break an agreement. It's called conversion. And that's what I was getting to, Mr. Lawyer. Where you practice law at? Well, don't cut me off when I'm giving you the law, because you gave me bad law. Let me give you good law. It's called conversion.
Sorry, Your Honor.
You gave her the money to do something for something, and she took the money and did something else with it other than the purpose it was intended for. So the gift was intended for one thing. She took that gift and converted it to another use. As such, you are entitled to get your money back. Some would call that, in many instances, ma'am, criminal conversion, as in theft. When you get something from someone under one pretense, and then you use it for something else, that's conversion. You've converted it into a different use in which he gave it to you for. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $583.
I thought this was something real, you know. I thought it was going somewhere, but it's better that I found out now than later.
I think this whole thing was ridiculous. You're absolutely
you're
clingy.
ridiculous.
Just good luck to the next woman who decides to date you.
You're her insomnia and says the experience was stressful, not restful. So she wants a refund.
State your name.
My name is Sally Park.
Sir?
My name is Jamie Williams.
All right, and ma'am, you're suing the defendant for $3,220, alleging that he didn't provide what was promised, restorative sleep.
That is correct.
All right, start with you.
Well, I have always had a very hard time sleeping since I can remember, and I'm a flight attendant, so I'm on the go all the time. So one of my very good friends recommended this sleep wellness retreat.
What were you told it would do for you?
I was told I would get restorative sleep, I would get insight on
Did
how...
they describe how? Did they describe the process?
They promised 2 workshops, 2 2-hour workshops, plenty of amenities throughout the day. Okay. The workshops were in the evening, and then you would go to bed around 7 p.m. Okay. They had these very...
7 o'clock?
That's when the lights went out. Yeah, 7 p.m.
No wonder you suing him. Go ahead. Who goes to bed at 7 o'clock? Go ahead.
So the big selling point were these wellness sleep beds that provided a spiritual, mental, physical
Oh, please.
sleep.
Girl, bye. You let this man tell you.
We didn't claim nothing, Your Honor.
You let this man tell you a mattress would give you a spiritual experience.
We did not.
What, did it make you feel like you're in heaven? Is that the spiritual? Okay, I can go with that maybe. But you sound like some type of Swami was on the bed.
Well,
what did you expect from a spiritual experience? What do you think he meant?
I was open to whatever. I've tried everything to get good sleep. I've tried all the teas, all the.
I'm just wondering,
medicines.
it went through your mind when he said you lay in this wellness bed, and you'll have a spiritual experience?
I was open to it, and they said.
You didn't know what to expect. Okay.
I didn't know what to expect, but I was open to whatever that might be. They had said they had advanced technology with the beds, lighting, temperature, sounds. So, yeah, I was open to whatever.
Do you have anything, any pamphlet or anything that they gave you?
I do have the pamphlet, and I have the booking confirmation.
Let's see that, please. The pamphlets at this point, the pamphlets. See what they promised in the process that you may have been given.
Here we are.
And how many times were you to go for $3,000?
It was 2 days. Yes.
And you didn't talk to your doctor about going to sleep?
I've tried, and I've tried.
Go to a hypnotist? Did you try go to a hypnotist maybe? No?
No hypnotist.
Sleep wellness retreat, workshops, lights out, bed activation. Did you feel anything with the bed? He said bed activation.
I did not.
Did it shake or anything? Nothing? Talk to you?
It made sounds.
See? It did make sounds.
It made sounds, and they were very unpleasant for me. It wasn't soothing.
Rock and roll, heavy metal, blasting. Please note that it may take time to adjust. What you didn't ask if this is your first time booking with us, it may take time to adjust. So let me get to the defendant, sir. What do you want to tell me about what you provide, your service provides?
Well, at the Wellness Bed Resort, we provide a 2-day course. And that 2-day course includes a workshop that runs from 3 to 5 on those 2 days, where we fly in specialists that help the plaintiff to fall asleep and just suggesting which kind of sleep patterns she had in the past and how we can improve on those. The bed is helping with that remedy because we are having room temperature, bed temperature, as well as lights, blue lights, green lights, just to calm down a little bit, or red lights for the morning in order to get active when you get out of bed. We also inform the plaintiff about her eating habits, that she should not eat no sugar or any heavy foods before she goes to sleep, which got to my attention, which she not honor. She used our 24 hours service from our cook in order to get her meals and desserts just practically at 7, and at 7:30 she still ordered food. So that might have something to do with the pattern.
Tell me about this lights out at 7 p.m., so that doesn't sound reasonable. How does that relate to sleep?
Well, the lights of the bed, that's the ambient light. Of course, people cannot, if they wake up and have to go to the bathroom, they need some light to find the bathroom.
No. It's rare that someone goes to sleep at 7.
Well, everybody comes from a different time zone, and the time zones vary throughout the country, of course. So we inquire with everybody that comes to the retreat.
LA is 4 p.m. then. You put her to sleep at 4 p.m.
Well, people have to adjust, of course. Mm-hmm. So we tell them.
You want to adjust 4 p.m.
Well, yeah, sure. She has to adjust to that, of course. And usually it takes at least 24 hours to adjust to the time patterns, which we informed her to come prior.
How do you help it occur in 24 hours?
Usually with yoga and sports, and we have a pool, we have a water ballet, we have fitness activities that we offer to the clients in order for them to get rid of some unnecessary energy.
It said lights out at 7 p.m. You thought that would occur? You felt that was reasonable?
I thought I was willing to try it, see if it helped me sleep.
All right, so what did happen? What did happen?
Well, the first night, so there were 2 nights. The first night, I could not sleep because of those sounds emerging from the bed. They were not relaxing, they were disturbing, and I was hoping that...
Did you say something to him?
I did. I went to the defendant and I asked if we could just turn it off. And
how long after hearing the noises did you go? That same night?
Yes,
or
that
evening,
first-
or
the-
that
the-
same
during the night.
afternoon? Maybe y'all go to sleep in the afternoon.
No, during
Go
the
ahead.
night around 8 p.m., an hour into it, I
Okay.
couldn't relax with the sounds.
What did he say?
He said they cannot turn off the sounds from the beds because it's all interconnected, and he offered sound canceling headphones, and I don't think they're comfortable to sleep in.
Did you put them on?
I tried them out. They were uncomfortable, and I
Okay.
can't sleep that way. So I took them off. I tried relaxing. Overall, got maybe 3 hours of quality sleep. And then the next night, there was a storm. And a Miami storm is very different than an LA storm. It was very, very loud, very aggressive. So that did not help my situation. And around 1 a.m., the power completely went out. And that means the beds, the amenities of the beds, they go out too. So I was actually starting to doze off right before that, but then everything just abruptly turned off.
Did he ever tell you? Well, let's go to the second day. The beginning of the second day. Did you tell him you only had a few hours sleep?
I did, and they gave me some more tips and tricks, but they said that the sounds are...
He said to me that it might take, well, let's see. I think it may be on here. Intended to help you discover your ideal sleep, but please note that it might take time to adjust.
Right.
And so you expected one night, it sounds like.
I just was hoping that the first night, well, it was only 2 nights long. I was hoping I'd get 2 good nights of sleep, and that just wasn't the case at all.
Yeah, but you should have asked, what do you mean by take time to adjust? It's only 2 days. Do you mean when I leave here, it might take 3 to 5 days based on practicing the techniques you've given me? Maybe that's what, you didn't get any further explanation about it taking time? That's a question you would definitely want to know, particularly after you haven't gotten to sleep. I went right back to that brochure. Let me see what he didn't promise you. I don't feel none of this. All right. No, that ain't happening. No, I don't feel that. And I don't feel that.
And I went to him the last morning, right before I left. I asked if I could
No,
have
not
a
before
refund.
you left. The next morning, when you couldn't sleep, did you go to him and tell him that I only got 3 hours of sleep? What's the deal?
They gave some more insight on why I was experiencing the sleeplessness, and I think the sounds were just disturbing. I don't think anyone can sleep with that.
Let me go to him, and if and warn him. Give him a chance to cure. That's what it's in the law. You give someone a chance to cure the violation or what is appearing to be short of what you were promised. Or
exactly.
You got to give him a chance to fix it.
And that's
But
what
he
I was
won't know
hoping.
unless you call him.
That's what I was hoping. The second night,
No, you didn't tell him no. You said you didn't tell him. You said you waited on the workshop. I bet you were asleep in the workshop. You didn't even hear that. What are you saying, sir?
I'm saying we tried to be responsive to her concerns after the second day, and we told her that she had to apply these techniques, breathing techniques, sleep and yoga meditations throughout the days that she's present on the facility. If she cannot fall asleep, she should go with our triple or box breathing techniques that we offered, and I'm not in control over if she's using those techniques or not. She didn't mention anything to us, but we're hoping
But
that everybody's...
she said she expected to go to sleep that night and the second night. So in those 2 cases, you are responsible.
I am. Well, we always say that we're not claiming that it's going to work as of the day of the workshop, that it takes several days to have its full effect.
Did you hear that? Did you ever hear that?
No.
It's written in the policy that you
Let me
signed.
see your policy. It's not written here. Well, it implies it implies it may take time. It does say that.
Coming up, Juke Contract.
It may take time to adjust. What you thought time was an hour?
I was hopeful. And after the first night, I was...
And the second
staying.
night, ma'am, that's act of nature, act of God is what we call it in the law. So you can't include you not being able to hear it because of the thunderstorm. That's an act of God. So everybody loses out in that case.
Cannot control that.
Yes. So, a couple of things, ma'am. You're a flight attendant.
I am.
You said that your sleep is always off. They probably rarely have flight attendants. May not have dealt with one ever. So they're dealing with people who live and work normal hours. Just can't sleep at night. That's their typical customer, no doubt. Or am I right or wrong?
Or typical customers, but we also work with people that have severe sleep insomnia and sleeping problems.
I know that. That's what I'm saying it is. I'm saying the difference is she is a flight attendant
She's a special
who might work 4 hours behind, go to Europe,
She
be
does.
9 hours behind, next day 2 hours behind. So you are a unique customer, ma'am, and you should not have expected it to work as soon as you might have, that most folks, quite frankly. Any techniques you learned after you left?
I tried to, but I just had such a negative experience there. It was difficult to, because it didn't work then. I figured.
All right. First of all, it may be a result of your sleep pattern based on your flights, the changes in time that you go through every single week, every other day, no doubt. And so you had a tremendous issue, and who knows whether this could have resolved that. Secondly, it told you would have to adjust it would take time to adjust, and you were frustrated, so you didn't practice the techniques. Thirdly, just to a new environment. Oh, and the other thing, you didn't tell him the next morning. You waited on a workshop to teach you more techniques. Instead of going to him, said, hey, I didn't sleep last night. I only slept 3 hours. What should I do? Before the workshop, go directly to him. Were you available?
We are always available, 24/7.
She could have come to
We're available, and she received the workshop really well.
You didn't give him a chance to cure.
The feedback was that she liked the workshop, and she really liked the way how
Would you allow
teachers,
her to?
Yes.
Would you allow her to come back? Why don't we do that?
I rather not, because there is nothing that can please this woman. She has noise in her head.
Do you want to go back?
If I can get sleep, yeah.
Your Honor, I respectfully decline.
Okay. Well, she might win.
How will Judge Mathis rule? Find out when Mathis Court returns.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Promotional consideration provided by
Jordan's sore nose let out a fiery sneeze, so Dad grabbed Puffs Plus lotion to soothe her with ease. Puffs Plus lotion is gentle on sensitive skin and locks in moisture to provide soothing relief. A nose in need deserves Puffs indeed. America's #1 lotion tissue.
I live with a broken phone. I can't trade in.
Okay, that's dramatic. Better plans Verizon.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
New and existing customers can trade in any Samsung phone for a new Galaxy S24 Plus watch and tablet, all on us. That's up to $1,800 in value, only on Verizon.
Some people just know that the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. Not one based on Paul. You don't want to ride with Paul. Or Sarah. Not today, anyway. And you don't want a rate based on Ben. He's got some important business to take care of. Why would you pay a rate based on anyone else? With Allstate, you're connected to a rate based on you.
This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. You can't not pay for a service that you try and use and it doesn't work. You have to give the person an opportunity to cure, and you did not. You did not inform him. You just sued. You just don't go and sue. You say there's something wrong, this light isn't working, I'm not sleeping at night because the light won't go off.
Well, I did go to him when I said that I couldn't sleep with the sounds, and he knew that. And I wanted to just give it one more shot.
Earplugs, we offered headphones.
Yes, you offered that night. So you should have come back to him and say, that didn't work either, Mr. Williams. You have anything else I can try? You didn't.
I wanted to give him one more night of sleep try and see if it got better the second night.
No, you're supposed to come to a person. The lights don't go off unless you fix them. Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed. You didn't inform him. You didn't give him a chance to fix it. I believe that he was beyond. I believe that this service was beyond your needs. I believe you needed something else, and I don't think this was enough to teach you to sleep in one night. It said it may take an extended time. Certainly, you're the one that would need that extended time. But you better stop that 4 p.m. else you're going to be sued a lot. Nobody go to sleep no 4 p.m. Have a good day.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
I'm very disappointed. I feel like I was cheated out $3,000 and I just wanted some rest.
Justice was served today. Service has been rendered.
Mark Edwards is suing Natasha Glotness in the amount of $17,048. Mr. Edwards claims the defendant's son persuaded his daughter to sell knives at school and says when the knives were discovered, she was expelled.
State your name.
Mark Edwards, Your Honor.
Ma'am?
Natasha Glotness.
All right. And we're here today, sir. You are suing Ms. Glotness for $17,048 because your daughter was expelled after her son gave your daughter knives in which she took to school. That's what we're here for?
That's correct.
All right, you give me some background on you all.
I met Natasha a year ago. We were at a football game at our children's school. We're both widow and widower, and we hit it off, and it was going very well for quite some time.
Where was the school? What city? Was it a suburb, upscale, middle
Houston,
class?
Texas, sir. In Houston,
All right,
Texas.
see, son, I told you, y'all got stereotypes. The inner city is not the only place where these kids bring weapons. How old is the child?
15. She was 15. She's 16
She bringing
now.
knives to school at 15 at a suburban upscale school. Try to put everything on the inner city kids. Go ahead.
So everything was going fine in the relationship. Some of her parenting skills were questionable. And
how so?
Well, she's very busy with her work, sir, and which is understandable.
What type of work?
She's running a multi-level marketing company, and I understand she has to support her son and herself. However, she's not around a lot. She's very focused on the work, so I feel that her disciplinary skills have been a little bit lacking.
Were you all living together?
No, sir.
Okay.
So both of our children were close. They knew each other before we met. Actually, my daughter's a cheerleader, and he was in the school band. And then when he decided it was a good idea to ask my daughter to, or suggest to my daughter that she bring knives to school
Were you
to
all
sell
still
them.
together at that time?
Yes, we were, sir.
Okay, and when did you learn of this?
I learned of it when I received this email from the school.
Okay, we'll get to that shortly. Let me allow her to give her background and her side. Ma'am? Okay, let's get back to you. What do you have? You said you have something.
So you see the influence she has.
Well, she don't have no influence.
Excuse me,
She don't
okay.
say nothing. You saw what she did. Gave her a chance, and she's a... Nobody going through all that. Now, what do you have? You say you wanted to bring...
I do have evidence that of
what did happen, though, with the child?
She was expelled, sir. There is a police report, but they did not press charges.
What did she bring them to school for?
She thought she could sell them. It's a knife set for the kitchen.
You sound like you... That's all right. For
Not
you
at all.
15.
Not when I
You
found
sound
out.
like the only difference is she brought him to school. Otherwise, there wasn't nothing wrong with her going
we
door to
gotta-
door. She can go door to door with knives, knocking on the door. Hey, do you want to start selling knives for me? You get 15%. All right, you ready to speak, ma'am? Nope.
Sure, if anyone
All
will let
right.
me speak, I will speak.
I keep asking you, and you won't.
This is a
You
waste
keep-
of my time, sir. This is a complete waste of my time. Okay? I'm a single parent. I work very hard for my son. He does very well.
Okay, thank you. And tell me about the claim. Was her son in the business?
Her son is actually
Okay,
working
so she
for her.
has her son. How old is the son?
He is now 18. He was 17 when this took place.
All right, so she has a teenager selling knives.
Correct.
Got it. Sir, you have evidence you wanted to present?
I do, sir. So we have our payment. The police report is in there as well, sir, as well as emails from the
Police?
school.
How did the police get involved? Tell me what happened there.
Because she brought knives to school,
Right.
and it is
They
illegal.
called the police.
Exactly. So they did a thorough investigation, but they did not press charges at that time. It is clearly written in the bylaws that if you bring any type of a weapon to the school, that
You don't
you're-
have to tell about no bylaws. With this environment in our country, with folks shooting up the school.
Correct, sir.
You bring a weapon to the school, yes, you're supposed to go to jail these days. Yeah, that's how they do in the inner city.
Yes, sir.
That's what they did me. Go ahead. Ma'am, why shouldn't you be responsible for this?
Because I did not direct my son. I did not direct her.
Did it work for you? Okay, yes. She won't answer my questions. Judgment for the plaintiff. He worked for you, so you're therefore responsible. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $17,048.
Justice has been done, my friend.
This is a waste of my time.
A waste of your time. You don't even pay attention to your son very much.
Hey, man.
I paid more attention to your daughter.
With Judge Mathis.
Cynthia Reynolds is suing Charles Williams in the amount of $2,854. Miss Reynolds claims her grandson's deadbeat dad agreed to buy a car for the teen and says the lemon the defendant bought has cost her thousands.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may be seated. Judge, both litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you. State your name.
Cynthia Reynolds.
Sir?
Charles Williams.
All right, Ms. Reynolds, you're suing the defendant for $2,854, alleging he owes you for repairs you made to the clunker he gave your grandson, you allege. All right, start with you. Give me some background on this.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. I made a deal with Mr. Williams. He's my son-in-law, and his son, my grandson, has been living with me for the last 10 years. Made a deal with him to let him use a federal tax credit for the child because the grandchild, Brian, has started living with him, and in return he would buy
Hold on.
a car.
What do you mean you let him use the tax credit?
He asked if he could use the tax credit, and in return he would buy.
But that's income based, and it's not. That's income based, isn't it? Tax credit?
Yes. It was a $3,000
And did he qualify based on his income?
Well, he said he did.
Okay.
He claimed he did, and that in return he would buy his son, my grandson, a car. But it turned out to be a clunker, and I had to put in repairs right away, major repairs, not just maintenance, for $2,854.
Sir, tell me about this agreement regarding the tax credit.
Sure. Cynthia is saying that I didn't honor our agreement because I didn't use the money from my son, which is not true. I used the money to buy my son the car that's this case is about. And I had a little bit of money left over, which I used because Brian, my son, was staying with me for some time. So I needed that money for food, I needed that money for school supplies, so and so forth.
How much was it, estimate?
For the food
things you use outside of the agreement.
Sure, about $1,000.
$1,000 did not go toward car as agreed to. All right, and ma'am, what is your claim regarding the repairs that or the purchase and the necessary repairs? What is your claim?
My claim is we had a deal that he would take the tax credit and buy a car with it. But the car that he bought needed $2,854 of repairs right away.
And he spent $1,000 of it on things he should have already been buying for his son. What do you mean you needed the money? You took the money that she gave for a car to buy milk for the baby.
Well,
that's essentially what you're saying. So why wouldn't you buy the milk on your own, sir? Why do you have to get money from somebody to buy milk for your son?
Sure.
My point is, you said, I spent $1,000 on these other items to care for my child. Well, you wouldn't be caring for your child unless she gave you $1,000? Is that what you're saying? You're the one that's owed child support. Give me some history on this. Is he, you're saying he just got back with his son? Give me some history on the son and he.
My daughter, his wife, died when the grandson was, Brian, was 7 years old, and so he's lived with me for the last 10 years.
Why didn't he live with his dad?
Because my opinion of his father was that he was immature.
That's your opinion. What about the law's opinion? The law says he stays with his other parent. Why? How did you come to violate the law? Or did he agree?
He took off and gave me his son to take care of.
He abandoned his son.
He abandoned his son.
It's not so much like that, Your Honor.
How is it? She says you abandoned your son. Run off on it.
Sure. Of course, any parent who leaves, it's a terrible, terrible thing. And I'm not saying I haven't made some mistakes in my lifetime, Your Honor. I definitely have. I was a teenager when we had the kid. Financially, I was way over my head. It's not an excuse. I should have stayed. But what happened was eventually, and the reason why I started being around my son again is I thought I want to make up for, some of the bad deeds that I did in my past.
How long had you been out of his life?
A while, about 7 years.
Coming up on Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
To him or the parent or his mother. Or his mother had passed, reach out to him or her in those 7 years?
No, and the other reason is, Your
Why?
Honor, sure, exactly, yes. I'd always found that this family was very controlling, very much, they needed to be the one who was taking care of Brian. Whenever I tried to...
Why didn't you need to be the one to take care of your own son? What do you mean they needed to be the one?
Yes, financially, I couldn't do it.
Why wasn't you in his life emotionally then?
I should have been, Your Honor. But I felt whenever I tried to emotionally be in his life that the family would
Give me an
not
example.
let me. Sure, exactly. Well, one time I was talking to my son, he felt lost, and I was trying to be a good father and say, you need to get a job, a girlfriend. He would say yes, and I would hear about some things that he would do, but then, for example, they would say no, or they would try to not have that happen.
How old is he?
He's 17 now.
Go ahead, sir.
That's when they got. That's when he got the car.
Is he out of high school yet?
No, he's in his last year of high school.
How you gonna have a minor take care of their own responsibilities and they're in high school, and the responsibility in this case comes out to thousands of dollars? What about your responsibility?
I do have responsibility.
So what have you been giving to that child? When did you come back into his life? Let's start there.
3 years ago, Your Honor.
And he was 14. In fact,
more
you
like
still,
1 year
hold
ago.
on, ma'am.
Sorry.
Have you paid any child support?
Up until that point, no.
In the last 3 years,
Yeah.
you haven't paid anything? Is that your point?
Yes.
Why?
Your Honor. Financially, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It was a mistake, but I couldn't do it financially. I had a very hard time finding a job. When I found a job.
How long have you worked in the last 3 years? How often? If you aggregated it, how many months or years in the last 3 years have you worked?
Sure. About 24 months.
So you've worked the overwhelming majority of the last 3 years.
Right.
So why couldn't you pay the child support? If you worked the overwhelming amount of time over the last 3 years, yet you've paid zero. And then you come in here with that, you know what you need to be doing? Apologizing for and saying, I'm a deadbeat dad. I'm sorry I was a deadbeat dad. I'm sorry I didn't even fight hard enough to see my son for 7 years. That's what you need to be saying.
I didn't want to give the opinion that I hadn't been. I had been.
Had been what?
What you said, sir?
What? I said a few things. You had been what?
Yeah, apologizing, saying.
I said, no, that's not what you need to be doing. You need to be apologizing to yourself, not to anybody else, and to him. Ma'am, how does he owe you, however?
It was in disrepair, Your Honor, and I had to spend $2,854 right away for major repairs. And if he had been more responsible and more mature, he would have bought a car that was working and running. And
Yeah, well, he met his end of the bargain, and that is bought a car.
Yes, sir, he did.
That's what he agreed to do. He bought the car, and the car was in disrepair, or came to disrepair.
It was right away in disrepair.
And did you call him right away?
Yes, I did. I let him know that it was needing repairs, and what was he going to do about it, and he didn't really reply.
He was just silent on the phone?
He was silent. I think I left him a voicemail.
So you didn't talk to him?
I didn't talk to him.
So the voicemail would make you silent, wouldn't it? That makes sense.
Yes.
That make a lot of sense. I think you're lying. Let's laugh together. You're lying.
I left him a voicemail saying this is a clunker,
First you
clunker
talked
car.
to him. I know.
Give me a call back.
10 seconds ago, you had talked to him directly, and he didn't answer. Tried to make a fool. You thought you could make a fool out of me until I made sense of the fact that I'm sure you wouldn't be on the phone talking to someone, and they say absolutely zero. $1,000, sir, that you spent on something other than what you were given the money for is all you owe today. I'll grant you $1,000. You gave him the total amount to purchase a car, which could have been a better car had he used that $1,000 on the car instead of on the caretaking for the son that you never took care of anyway. So $1,000 is your judgment, ma'am. Anything else beyond receiving the gift, that's all he agreed to do, is make the gift. Once the gift is complete, he has nothing else to do with it. And unfortunately, you got a bad dad. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff, $1,000.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $1,000.
You two have any final words for
years? Ma'am, let me know when you want to go to rehab. Otherwise, I think you're a crackhead.
Absolutely not.
My goal is to inspire others to overcome their obstacles. You don't need him and his little raggedy roommate.
Thank you.
All while having a little fun on Mathis Court. You look like you're ready to lie right the first word out your mouth. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Roy Billings is suing Christopher Billings in the amount of $1,960. Mr. Billings claims his son invited him to live in his home and says he was suddenly kicked out because his son's girlfriend wanted him gone.
All right. State your name, sir.
My name is Roy Billings.
Sir?
I'm Christopher Billings.
All right. And, sir, you are suing Mr. Billings for $1,960, alleging that he kicked you out of his home. Your son kicked you out of your home?
Yes, sir.
All right. Start with you.
Unfortunately, I am here and having to take my son to court.
No, you're fortunate. I'm a tenants judge. I'm going to be fair, but I will interpret the law in a manner in which will be most fair to the tenant within the law. So, do you want to leave now? Or
No, sir, no.
You want some of this?
No, Your Honor, no.
Well, okay, go ahead, sir. Just tell me what happened.
All right, thank you, Judge. I was renting some space, a room for my son. I was in a comfortable situation before, raising my two younger boys. They're 15.
So why did you move with him?
Because Christopher did not appreciate the situation we were in. He didn't like the situation we were in. I was fine with it. They had a roof over their head. They were eating food. They were doing well in school. But
you tell me what the situation was.
The situation, Judge, they were in an RV in Georgia in the summer.
How many people?
Okay.
Lived there?
It was my father, Roy, and my two little brothers, 15 and 16, in a small RV in Georgia. Okay,
did they have their own beds, or was there two to a bed, or?
It's an RV, so you can imagine.
So what? I grew up in the projects. I was very happy. My mother was a very disciplined woman. She took care of me and my three brothers the best she could without a man, and no, I didn't need to be rescued. You said that they lived in a RV, and to you, that's substandard.
Correct.
So that's what I'm saying. That's substandard for you. Like I say, I loved where I grew up. Everybody was looking back. It was an impoverished, crime and drug-infested neighborhood. They loved the RV, perhaps. You all right with your RV?
I was fine with it. We were
and
doing
he mentioned
well.
the most important things: their education to prepare them for a successful future. And so he's mentioned the thing. Are they within the law? They don't have problem. They're not trouble?
No, they're good boys.
All right. So go booze yourself. What you do? Where you live? What kind of house you got?
I have a regular 3-bedroom house, sir. Okay, I live with my girlfriend, and now I have a 2-month-old daughter. Okay, and for now, I also have my 2 little brothers living with me still. I only kicked him out, didn't kick the brothers out. Okay.
Well, I don't know about you kicking him out yet. He's got to tell me about that. All right. So what happened here? What was the agreement? You say there was an agreement when you moved in.
There was an agreement. I would pay him $1,000 a month. The 3 of us moved in, and we were doing okay. It got a little crowded. It was a 3-bedroom house, and every once in a while, his girlfriend, who I think kind of had it.
Hey, hold on. You're talking about something that was a little crowded.
Well,
you're in an RV no bigger than this bench, and you talking about a 3-bedroom home he put you in was overcrowded.
Well, it got a little crowded because of his girlfriend. As every time
now you're talking about the size of his girlfriend.
Well, every
that
time
weight has nothing to do with it, sir.
Well,
I should throw you out of here. Do you feel offended, sir? Saying that your girlfriend is overweight and that's why they can't move around.
I don't think he was saying that, but...
Oh. Anthony Smaller, that every time I would turn around, she had it in for me from the minute I walked in that door. She just didn't like me. She nitpicked on every little thing I did, and I try to be patient. And every once in a while, yeah, it got a little heated. And then one night, it just blew up. It blew up. And
with who?
Her and I.
Ain't no her and I. How you gonna blow up with this man's woman? For you living under their roof. Ain't no blow up. It's leave.
It was starting.
Ain't nothing to talk about.
Well,
if you don't like the gift, then you give the gift back.
I realized I was getting overheated. I left to cool down.
Okay.
Next thing I know, the next day I get this text, and I've got the text here for you. You can see
it, please.
He just unceremoniously and illegally evicted me.
How long after moving in did he do that?
It was about 8 months.
Did he tell you why?
In that text, he did not tell me why.
Did he tell you personally in any way? Do you know yet? Or do you need him to tell you today? I didn't ask you whether it was in the text. I said, did he tell?
Because I had missed out on a few months' rent.
No wonder you stuttering and don't want to tell. Now you go stutter. First you tell me, oh, I have no idea. He didn't put it in the text. I didn't ask you about no text. What's the real reason? I ain't pay my rent.
And we had discussed
Why did you take all that time to get to that? My son put me out because I didn't pay my rent. I was in a bad situation, and I expected my son to keep me covered and look out for me like I looked out for his little snotty nose butt for the first 10 years of his life. I want you all, you parents, to tell them that Judge Mathis said, I took care of you from age 1 to 10, and you couldn't do a thing for yourself. So the last 10 years of your life, they take care of y'all.
I took care of you for the first 10 years of your life, and then there you go. You did me a favor, and I agreed with this favor. I agreed. Okay, I will pay you this rent. I paid you 4 months' rent. You knew,
Judge,
you knew that I was having some issues paying that rent. I told you I was looking for a job.
What were the issues? Please tell me the issues, because I don't think anybody's talked about what the real issue is right now.
Well, I believe maybe it's your issue. It's not my issue.
No, it's your issue. It's your issue.
Is it my
Judge,
issue? We're talking about pay rent. I don't know what the issue is.
Let me hear more from you.
Honestly, there's an alcohol problem here, okay? We're talking about like serious drinking. So when you were saying,
a problem with my alcohol.
When you were saying, Judge, when you were saying 1 to 10, I took care of you, okay, that wasn't really how I felt in my experience when I was growing up, always with a bottle or a can or a paper bag or something like that.
He calls me an alcoholic.
You look like you might take a nip.
I didn't say alcoholic.
I'm not saying I don't drink.
I didn't say alcoholic, but you might take a nip or two.
Maybe a little.
Every day.
A little, but it's not like it's not like I wake up in the morning and have vodka.
You
in my
at least
hand.
wait till noon.
I will admittedly go out with some of my friends, and the problem, and maybe when I do, we'll maybe have a tendency to
spend too much and won't be able to pay your rent. That's the problem. How old are you, sir?
I am 59 years old.
Oh, you got a long time before he has to take care of you. I said the last 10. You 59. You intend to die before 69?
I hope not.
Well, then
That's not the plan.
your kid doesn't know you anything until the last 10. And that's from 70 to 80 or 80 to 90. I think life is being stretched out now. Say 75 to 85 for sure. All right. Well, we don't want you to get ill, sir. And so please stop the excessive drinking, because what you described, I believe, is excessive as well. And so I'm glad you have brought that issue up. Are you willing to get some help? Do you think you need some help?
I have stopped drinking. I have not had a drink.
When? Yesterday?
No, well, it's been about 3 or 4 months.
Hold it. Do you want to start drinking? Do you want to resume drinking?
I mean, I don't feel it's necessarily a problem, but I figured I knew my
Why'd you
son.
stop?
Because for my son's sake, we are due to this situation. We've had kind of a lapse in our relationship. I want more than anything else to have a relationship with my son. He has told me on countless times my drinking was an issue. So as he kicked me out, and we haven't communicated since this time, I took it upon myself. I stopped drinking. I've gotten a job. I've been working at a convenience store for about 3 months now, and I'm working on getting my life together. I want to get my life together. I want to be with my boys.
I'll give you a hand. I like that. No, I'm serious, and I want the audience. Y'all clap for him too. He has committed to changing his life. He's 3 months in. You say what you want to do. You want to be a good father, and you'll do what it takes.
I am trying
to maintain a strong relationship with your son.
Absolutely.
Agree with that. Do you think he's been off for 90 days, 3 months?
I highly doubt that, sir.
All right, well, we'll give him half the benefit of the doubt. You've been off a month and a half. And my question to you, if he proves to you that you've been drinking, will you agree to go to AA? Will you tell him, son, I'm going to go to AA? Because you will figure you got a problem.
Christopher, I will go to AA. If you feel I continue to have a problem and I have another drink, Christopher, I will go to AA.
That better for you? You believe?
I'm not
whether you
singing on his
believe in it
face.
or not. Are you hopeful?
I want to be hopeful. I want to believe it. I mean, this is the first time you've heard this little speech, but I've heard it many, many times, sir. I mean, it's
Give him a
not...
chance, sir. It sounds like you're not clear on how long it was, but we have a commitment today in front of the world that he will not be drinking in any time in the future. You bet not. Now let's get to what is less important, and that is the eviction. It's somewhat important, but it's less important, I think, to him, and it's less important to me than your life and your health. But that's why I wanted to get that out of the way. So tell me about the eviction. Did he give you notice? Tell me the circumstance.
So after that fight, I left. That next day, I just get a text. I get a text saying, don't come back. Your belongings are going to be out in front. That's the text. Your belongings are going to be out in front. I get back. I go to pick up my belongings. They're out in the front of the yard. It's been raining. They are ruined. I'm not suing him for all the materials, for all the possessions that he disrespectfully.
You should.
But what I'm suing him for is for the $1,960 for the hotel that I had nowhere else to go. He knew I had nowhere else to go.
You're being considerate because he would absolutely be liable for your things if anything happened to them, whether they're stolen or whether the weather harmed them. Sir, let me hear about this eviction.
Okay, so the agreement was 6 months for $1,000 a month, okay? Did he stay for 6 months? No. He stayed for 8 months. Did he pay for 6 months? No. He paid for the first 4 months.
I paid for 4 months. I have proof here.
I just said that. The first 4 months were paid. Suddenly the 5th month, oh, I don't have it. Maybe next week, maybe tomorrow,
Did the circumstance change?
I don't believe they did.
Okay. No, not yet. But I was working on it.
Okay, and the 7th month, okay, the 8th month, and all this time the drinking is happening. And like you said, where's the money going? It must be going somewhere, okay? And then, as as far as this last
Drink
blow
it up. How much? You can't drink up 1,000 a month, or can you?
No, probably not.
He was taking a blow in between.
I'm totally willing to be reasonable if he was willing to offer half or even $100 or $200, whatever he could pay, but it was just zero.
I told you.
Zero.
No, I told you I was going to pay you the rest of that rent. When I got a job again,
you can't pay
I told
even
you that I was going to pay the rent.
$1, $2. You can't even make an arrangement with me.
That I paid the first $4,000. That I paid the first.
He agreed to that, sir. He agreed that you had paid that. So why don't you tell him what happened the next couple of months?
Well,
tell him how the circumstance changed. You convince him.
You knew I lost that job. You knew that I lost that job. You knew I was looking for another job, and I had been looking for another job. And after you
so you had $0 in your bank account.
Well, I didn't have a lot in there, and I had to do some wheeling dealing to kind of figure out and get some money.
Why didn't you ever come to me and say, hey, could I pay half, or could I pay, some smaller amount?
You wouldn't even let me have that kind of conversation with you.
No, you can make any kind of arrangement with a landlord. You can offer. I mean, landlords often.
But you're his son.
Yeah, I'm his son.
And as he says, you created an atmosphere of fear of him to talk with you the way he felt he was being treated or not being treated. In other words, if you had an atmosphere of a negative vibe with him, then no, he doesn't want to come to you. If there was an atmosphere of rejection, no, he's not going to want to come to you because he fears the rejection. Nobody wants to be rejected, so they don't ask. So, like me, I don't ask my wife for half the stuff she give me because depending on the mood, she'll say no, and that'll hurt my feelings. The problem you have today, sir, is that you illegally evicted him. Even though he doesn't have a lease, even though it's less than a year, what folks should know if they don't, that you have to give a person 30 days notice under any circumstance. If he never paid you a dime, after that 30th day, you can't put him out unless you go to court. And you're here, and what you did was an illegal eviction. Any last words?
The agreement was for 6 months, and I let him stay for 8. So, I mean, I've already...
Notice is what we're talking about today, sir. Notice. And the failure to give him notice to prepare to leave has caused him a hotel bill of $1,960. And make sure you approach him if you see him drinking and convince him. And however, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to send y'all, what's the alcohol thing? And you can actually, will you take the test?
Yes,
If he comes to you and say, Dad, I think you've been drinking.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'm going to send y'all the breathalyzer, and anytime he wants, Dad, let me holler at you. Yeah, I'm going to have to give you this test, Dad. I want you. Okay, so I will. That's what you're going to have to do.
All rise.
For the plaintiff.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $1,960.
Hopefully, we can have a relationship after this. I'm sorry it came to this. Hopefully, we can go forward.
How can we have a relationship when you brought me to court? I can't believe you did this to
Chris,
me.
You're always the victim.
$1,000. Miss Cabrice claims she was hired to host a show for the co-defendants and says they broke her contract when they replaced her with Miss Shetty.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may be seated. Both litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you. State your name.
Farah Gabrice.
Ma'am,
Rajan Shetty.
Jackie Shetty.
All right. And ma'am, you are suing the Shettys for $9,000, alleging they owe you this money for demoting you on a contract. Changing the contract is the essence of it, breaching it for the remaining salary that you are owed. So give me some background on what we're talking about.
Correct, yes. So we signed a contract for 1 year stating that I would be the main host of our online entertainment show.
Okay, what was the total amount of the contract?
I was paid $4,500 a month for 12 months.
$4,500 a month for 12 months. So tell me how that went.
I was the main host. I essentially was in charge of the show and taking back to the weekday reporters who were interviewing celebrities on the red carpet. I was also interviewing celebrities in their homes, and it was a very great position because the celebrities really liked me a lot.
Sir? Why don't you all tell me about how things went? First, the contract, and then how things went once you all began.
I started working in production when I was 19 years old, and I started as a writer and a producer on many shows, and I really helped a lot of people to make their dreams come true. I met my wife on one of those sets, and when we got married, she really encouraged me to follow my dream, which was to create my own show. Now, the only objective of this show was to televise it on television, but the digital age is upon us, and digital shows are doing just as good. And
you weren't gonna get no TV deal anyway. Go ahead. You act like you had a choice. You get 10,000 people pitch shows a year. 200 pilots are made. Out of the 200 pilots, they make about 120 of them come to air. Out of that 120, about 70 return. So the odds are 70 out of 10,000 that you would have gotten a show. So you didn't have no choice. You weren't lucky enough to get a show, so you had to go digital. That's what people do.
Well, you have to believe in your dream, so that's what I did, Your Honor.
All right.
And thanks to my wife, because she was working in a local newspaper, and at the time she had to work long jobs just to keep us going. My long-term working with a lot of celebrities gave me access to them, and when I told them about the show, they agreed to be on it. And at the time, our main host had to leave for a bigger opportunity in New York, which was unfortunate, but at the time we had to suddenly look for a more vibrant, creative host at the moment. We had about 105 women come in for audition.
I need to know what the contract with her was.
So with her, we signed a contract for...
It started July 1st, and it was...
1 year?
Yes.
How much per month? Is it as she says?
Yes.
It is as.
$4,500.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and continue. That was the contract. You were telling me about 100 or so women. Did your wife know about them 100 women you were flirting around with?
She was in the room auditioning.
Man, he 100 deep. He got you beat by 10. All right. And you don't mind? This man got 100 women on the side, and you don't mind.
So we actually started the Star Life together, and when we were looking for...
I want to know about these 100 women he was talking about. Don't try to change the subject. Man say he got 100 women. You got 100 women.
We had the 100 women coming in, but exactly it was 105.
Coming in to audition. You didn't say that.
I was getting to that, Your Honor.
Well, you didn't say it quick enough.
103 came in, actually.
Yeah.
And Farrah here was number 78, and there was just this quality to her that really stood out.
She was really model-esque, very fashionable. She had something new about her, and we did a mock interview with her, which we really liked at the time. And everyone in the office really liked her, so we called her in next day. We signed a contract with her, and we just trained her for 2 weeks straight. Unfortunately, after 10 months, her mother passed away, and she had to leave us, which was understandable.
How long did she say she had to leave?
For 2 weeks.
Okay.
At the time, it is reasonable, yes. But at the time, we didn't have any other options to step in for the main host.
You got an operation to run. You got a show to run.
Exactly. Show business. The show must go on.
Which is where I asked my wife to give up on her daily job and step in as the host. She was also the writer on the show throughout this entire time.
How couldn't you find one of those other 100 and however many women?
So it was very short notice that she had to leave. So in that time
It was
crunch,
sudden, Your Honor.
Because you had to train them for 2 weeks.
Exactly, Your
So
Honor.
you'd have to select over the course of probably a few days.
It is the face of her brand, Your Honor.
And then train for 2 weeks. No, I'm trying to get to the fact that you already had over 100 candidates remaining. So, but you're trying to suggest that your wife had to quit her job in order to take it.
Your Honor, I was also working on the Star Life already as a writer, so...
As a full-time writer.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the other 100 candidates.
We didn't think that they were reflecting right values for our brand.
So there's no one else then. She was the only one out of over 100 people.
Which is why we went with her, even though she had no experience.
Yes, she was the only one well, you didn't know how to cast right. What was your last show? I don't want you to tell your show, but you got to do a little better at casting.
Your Honor, we would like to present evidence.
I don't want to see it. All right, let me keep talking.
Okay.
All right, don't interrupt me to tell me what you want me to know. I'll tell you what I want to know, and I'll ask you the question.
That's fair,
Once again, casting, you have probably 10 times the number of roles that you want. And in this case, you had 100. And if you cast 100, sir, then you can only pick one.
We didn't cast them, Your Honor. We auditioned them. And out of that auditions, only one came out.
What do you think casting is for television? Yeah, you're in the wrong business. All right, man, why are you suing him?
I'm suing because it was a breach of contract and I was demoted from my position as main host to weekday reporter.
Okay, so when you came back in 2 weeks, what were you told?
I was told that I was a weekday reporter and it was unknown. It was out of the blue. I didn't know about it beforehand. I just showed up to work and I was told that I was at a different position than what I was in my contract and what I was expecting to be.
I'm sorry, but you weren't demoted.
It was just a change of roles, and we kept the pay same as a main host.
Exactly.
Yes, but it's a different role, and as an artist, I have this level now. Yes, I didn't have any experience before, but I was able to show that I'm experienced and I'm able and capable to take that role. And now I don't want to be cast as a reporter.
Anyone have a copy of the contract?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now see it, please, Amir. And does it specify the duties on the contract? Because she may not have taken that job if the duties weren't as she saw them to be. She may have said, no, this isn't big enough for me. I don't want to be a street reporter. I don't want that to be an option. I want what I'm asking for. What was it again?
Main host.
Yeah, I want to be the only job I'm taking is main host. I'll sign a contract for main host. I'm not signing no contract for no street reporter.
Weekday reporter, yes.
Weekday reporter. So that's the issue, is whether she, when she signed up, would only have considered the main reporter.
But Your Honor, we have it very specifically mentioned as the last point in the contract. Both the agency and employee have the right to terminate the contract at any time. And we did not terminate it. We merely just changed the roles.
But I didn't get a new contract.
Well, that's because you quit.
So if you didn't terminate it, then we don't have to discuss that. That's not an issue. The issue at hand is was the contract changed to accommodate a new position for you all that would satisfy you. And it says here that she wanted to be main host. It says nothing else about any other job other than main host.
Your Honor.
I wish they would here tell me that once I signed my contract here that I was on television, and next thing I know they say, Judge, can you hit that camera? Can you handle the camera?
Well, you could be bailiff.
Well, that's a good job because I'd be able to throw people down. But no, I wouldn't. Only if they got violent in here. No, but that's my point, sir. You can't switch a job if her priority in growing her career is main host. She may damage her career by going backwards.
Exactly.
So you can't just arbitrarily determine that, no, we don't want her as main host. If the contract said all duties relevant to on camera, that would have accommodated what you did.
But Your Honor, when she went out for 2 weeks, we had Jackie step in, and the growth that we saw.
Step back out.
We didn't have the option at the moment.
We saw tremendous growth.
We not only saw tremendous
growth.
Tremendous
a lot of money.
We had 25,000.
A lot of money. Tremendous growth is a lot of money. Pay her $9,000. Have a good day. You got your money. They made tremendous growth. A lot of money. Have a good day. She can't change her role arbitrarily.
Greg Mathis presiding.
In just 15 years, ma'am. Let me know when you want to go to rehab. Otherwise, I think you're a crackhead.
Absolutely not.
My goal is to inspire others to overcome their obstacles. You don't need him and his little raggedy roommate.
Thank you.
All while having a little fun on Mathis Court. You look like you ready to lie right the first word out your mouth. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Victoria Hassan is suing Olivia Green in the amount of $10,500. Ms. Hassan claims she promoted clothing for the boutique owner and says the dresses were not as advertised, which damaged her reputation as an influencer.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may be seated. Judge.
Yes, sir.
Both litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you. State your name, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Victoria Hassan.
Ma'am?
Olivia Green.
All right, and Ms. Hassan, you're suing for $10,500, alleging that Ms. Green caused you to lose followers and a sponsor because she misrepresented a dress collection.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Start with you. Give me some background.
Well, Your Honor, I am from a small town called Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We are from the same small town. which is why I initially thought it would be okay to work with her, and I gave her even a discount I usually charge.
In Dollyville there?
Yes, sir.
And they have nice resorts there in Gatlinburg. It's not a small town, it's a big city. Everybody knows about Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Well, unfortunately, it wasn't a good fit for me. I am a social media influencer. You guys can look me up on Instagram.
You're special, huh? Go ahead.
Yes, I am. But anyways, I charged $500 per post. Because we come from the same area, I decided to give her a break in exchange for just keeping the jewelry. We started off as jewelry, and everything was fine.
Giving her a break to
no
model
charge.
Jewelry, or
I was modeling the yes, Your Honor. I was modeling the
online
jewelry.
with your influencer followers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was posting content in exchange for the jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
And then she later reached out to me saying that she wanted to expand her business into clothing, which I was all for that. Like, I'm happy to see her succeed. She then sent me samples. She sent me this dress right here for the sample. I thought it was beautiful,
What
amazing.
was the agreement, though? She would pay you how much?
There was no payment involved, Your Honor. This was out of the kindness of my heart. Charity work.
Oh, you can't sue for charity.
Well, she...
Let me hear from you. Give me some background on it.
Okay, so we had initially had an agreement with jewelry, as she said, and then my business, was taking off, so I wanted to start with clothing. So I asked her if she wanted me to send her dress sample, and she posted, like we did with the jewelry. So I sent her that sample that you're looking at. Unfortunately, my manufacturer had an error with the material, so I had to switch material last minute. So the clients did receive a different dress. But I did go out of my way, and I emailed them.
Did she see the dress before you?
No, unfortunately, I did not have time
to. Did you tell her about the change?
No.
So you misrepresented what she was wearing?
Like I said, it was last minute, and I had to do what was best for my company.
Why couldn't you call her and say that?
It was just last minute.
Yeah, you're a bad business person. If you got to make a last minute change and you don't call the client and say, hey, I got to make a last minute change because of XYZ. You just let her go ahead and make a fool out of herself, huh?
I didn't foresee it happening.
Well, let's find out what happened, ma'am.
Basically, I took the fall for the whole thing. I'm getting hate now.
Tell me how. So what happened? What was wrong?
The customers were complaining about the quality. What they received was not at all like what I was advertising for them. So they were calling me a fraud because I was giving misinformation. I was lying. Basically, my credibility was shot.
How many followers you have?
I used to have 45,000, and now I'm down to 37,000.
And you're blaming her?
Yes, sir.
You went from 45 to 37?
Yes, Your Honor.
Over what course of time? Give me some approximate week and month.
It was in June of 2022. And
you had 45,000 in June of 22. All right. And when did it go to 37,000?
Approximately 1 week later.
What else had you advertised between June 22nd and say June 30th?
I did have another sponsorship, which was the one that I ultimately lost out on because of her.
What was it?
It was for a protein supplement.
What was the response?
I had a great response. It was a great product. I never had any complaints about it. This is the first time I have ever had complaints about something that I have promoted. It was with Olivia.
So basically, her misrepresentation damaged your reputation and therefore caused you to lose followers, and followers mean money.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, when am I gonna get some money from mine? I got 3 million people following me and I ain't getting a dime. You got 45,000 people and you getting big money. What do I have to do? Dress up sharp and show muscles? What do you do to become an influencer?
I mean, find the things that you're interested in. Reach out to maybe some companies that you feel like are a good fit with your personality, and because you have a large following, I'm sure they would send you things for free. And if
but
they
it has
see
to
that,
fit their product.
Yeah.
You could call a hot wing place They could send you some hot wings.
Tell them to send me some hot wings. You said that would be the only endorsement I could get, huh? It's fast food or hot wings. No, I don't think that's the case. So I go on my site and I just start like showing off my muscles all the time.
Well,
I don't have to wear the thing, do I?
You have to reach out to the brand.
I don't have to wear no thong, because that's a deal breaker.
No, that's a different social media. You're okay. That's a different social media.
All right, but you got to pull your stomach in.
All you need is personality and good lighting, and I think you'll be A-okay.
No, you have to fit the sponsorship product, I think. And that's what I'm trying to define, whether you have to fit the sponsor. If I just start talking, for example, every day, all I talk about is men's fashion. I post shoes. I post me in a suit every day, what have you. That then puts me in line with a fashion sponsorship. I'm trying to learn the stuff because I need some of this money you're getting. All right, so what?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's how you do it?
That's how it works.
Okay. Just trying to understand the sponsorship and the, because I hear a lot of people getting paid. Everybody getting paid off the internet but me. So I just wanted to know how I could. You on the internet?
Yeah.
You have any followers? How many followers you have?
Well, I'm not big on social media, but
How
I do
many
have
followers
a
you have?
Not a lot.
You ain't getting no money. All right.
Okay.
Let's get back to you, ma'am. And essentially, your damages are based on your reputation. You have any evidence that your reputation was harmed by that?
Yes, Your Honor. I have screenshots of the difference between my following. I have some messages from unhappy customers that were reaching out to me.
About what you were modeling, about those items. I'm asking. The unhappy customers are regarding the items you modeled?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Olivia Green's items.
What do you say to her numbers dropping from 45,000 to 37,000 1 week after modeling the clothes you misrepresented to her? Do you believe that was a result of that?
I believe that my dresses could have had an impact, but there's no evidence that every single follower that she lost is a result from my dress. Yes, we might have a message from a couple of fans or followers, but we don't have so many thousand messages from her. And I did my due diligence. I reached out to all of the people that bought a dress, and I refunded everybody, and I apologized for my manufacturer's mistake. So I feel like it shouldn't be my responsibility that people unfollowed her.
Ma'am, you can go to jail for this. So all this, whatever you're talking about, means nothing. You could go to jail. This is called conversion. You converted what was to be a quality product into a cheap product without telling the person you having contracted to model the product. Instead of modeling what you said, you converted it to a cheaper type that made her look cheap, made her services look cheap, hurt her reputation, etc. That's called conversion, and some types of conversion can be criminal conversion, meaning if someone gives you something for one purpose, you take it and use it for another purpose that they didn't give you the money to use for. That's criminal conversion. You took a person's money, used it on something else. Only reason they gave you the money is because you said you needed your car fixed. I give you $1,000 because you need your car fixed. Instead of getting the car fixed, you take that $1,000 and you go and party off of it. Well, you've converted that money. You've had that person give you $1,000 under false pretense. You had her do your modeling under false pretense. As such, I'm going to grant your judgment, and based on what you've told me and letting me know how much money we can make together, I'm just going to get on your site. So me and you can make some money together.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You look pretty, I'll look handsome. With my muscles.
Sounds like a deal. We'll talk.
And you better not tell your mother. All right. $10,500 is your judgment, ma'am. Have a good day. That's your judgment.
Thank you.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $10,500.